Silvio Martinez out on the mound. He makes his first start of the year for the Redbirds. His record is 0-1. And he faces one of the best in the National League tonight, and J.R. Richard. His record is 4-0. Although prone to throw the wild pitch once in a while, still one of the best pitchers in the National League. And he's going to be a ton to handle. Oddly enough, the Cardinals have had pretty good luck against him. He was 1-1 against them last year. But career-wise, he has beaten them 4 times, lost only 2, and he is 4-0 this year. They've had their chances to beat him, and they've been successful time to time. Gary Poole leads it off. He's playing in right field. He had a big 2-run homer here last night, which was the deciding blow, as it turned out. He's one of the guys they have to contend with. A good Houston hitting lineup. Martinez ready to go. Glad you joined us for Cardinal Baseball from Bush Memorial Stadium in St. Louis. And here's Jeff.
Thank you very much, Bob. It's Terry Poole, P-U-H-L, at the plate, a left-handed batter, a good-sized kid, and a fine all-round ball player. He is hitting .308. The first pitch of the night, and he was going to bunt, which he will do frequently, and he takes ball 1. Martinez looks for his first win of the year. He's 0-1. He was 1-1 against Houston last year. The pitch to Poole, and he bunts the ball foul off to the left. I don't see a fellow do that very often, fake a bunt, and then indeed bunt the ball. Houston has some speed on their club. They'll send up Poole, Reynolds, and Cedeno here in the opening inning. Poole is 6'2", a 200-pounder from Saskatchewan, Canada. The outfielder around to the left for him. The pitch is made, and it is a strike called in the outside corner. And he had Kenny Reitz playing way in. Reitz now drops back with a 2-strike count on the batter. Here's another, and a half swing. He held up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bob Lillis coaches at third, and Jesus Alou at first base. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. The pitch. High outside. That's ball 3. Martinez has suffered from a couple of the rainouts that we have had. He brings it home on 3-2, and a fly ball into right, back at the track. It's going to be caught by Hendrick in the corner. He has it for the out. And Poole, who homered last night in his last time at bat, didn't miss by much of getting that one out.
Batting second for the Astros,
number 12. There's one out.
Shortstop, Craig Reynolds.
And the batter is Craig Reynolds. He's hitting .284. He's the new Houston shortstop. They got him from Seattle. And that's why the PA system is so loud, to let the folks in Seattle know that Reynolds is playing here in St. Louis tonight.
He is. Way up there.
Reynolds at the plate. The pitch on the way, and he was going to swing, but he took ball 1.
Still turned up from that Bush bash from last night, Jack. They needed all they could get with 50,000 plus there.
Reynolds with 1 out, hits it foul as he tried to slap it to left field. 1 ball, 1 strike. The shortstop started with the Pirates, Reynolds did. He's from Houston, so he's playing in his hometown now. Silvio Martinez on the hill. Pitches. High, ball 2, 2-1. The off-speed pitch, way out of the strike zone. We have a decided Dominican Republic flavor to this game tonight, with Martinez, Alou, Cedeno, Andujar. Quite a few from that small island. There's a fly ball to center, and Tony Scott waits for it. Reynolds is out as Scott hauls it in. There are 2 men out, and Cesar Cedeno is up.
Batting third for the Astros, number 28. Center fielder.
I also have Landeskog from the Dominican Republic. Cedeno is hitting .300, 2 home runs. Swings and a high fly ball behind first. Hernandez wants it. He's under it. It's foul, and he has it. And Martinez has set them down. 1, 2, 3. Here, Rodney Richard goes to the mound. Last year against the Cardinals, he was 1-1. During his career, he's 4-2 against the Cardinals, and he's trying for his 5th win of the year. And he is probably the hardest throwing pitcher in the National League. After 1/2 inning, no score.
To every man who works with fire and steel, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This Bud's for you.
just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
Hey, this Bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Hey, Rodney Richard on the mound. Would you describe him for us, Bob Starr?
As extremely large and awesome. 6'8", 237 pounds. Mike says his hand alone is at least a foot long. It looks like he's about 2/3 of the way to the plate when he releases the baseball. He has got to be a terrible sight if you're a hitter, Mike.
Mike, he can shake hands with you and take your necktie off at the same time with the same hand.
And you won't say anything at all to him. You say, please, Mr. Richard. Well, he's an awesome guy. And his confirmation is unbelievable. I mean, it's almost perfect. A guy that's 6'8", you would think that when you take a look at him, that he'd just knock you down. The way this guy's built, but he's put together extremely well, and I'm glad we're up here tonight watching him instead of trying to hit.
Tamblin is at the plate. Gary's batting .302. He swings and fouls it behind third base. Chased by 3 men, the shortstop has a crack at it and has the ball for the out. Tamblin went up there swinging and fouled out. Here, Rodney Richard is from Vienna, Louisiana. I don't know if they waltz down there. I'm sure they do. The number 1 draft by the Astros in 1968. They had a lot of growing pains with him. But last year, he was a big winner for Houston, coming away with a record of 18-11. Lou Brock is the batter. The pitch. Lou takes it high, ball 1. Popped out of the glove of the catcher, Alan Ashby. Cabell, Reynolds, Howell, Watson. The infield, Cruz, Cedeno, and Poole in the Garden. Brock swings, fouls it. 1 ball, 1 strike. You'll see a lot of foul balls with J. Rodney pitching. And a good fastball. He's throwing at 92 miles an hour right now, according from the signs we get down below.
He's about to get loose.
And he has a good slider to go with it. There's a high foul backing out of play by Brock. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Templeton has fouled out. Brock's the batter. Lou hitting .314, off to a good start. The right-hander pitches, and Brock swings in a high fly ball into left center. That'll be caught by the left fielder, Jose Cruz. He has it, 2 gone. You know, Mike, one of the things about batting against a guy like this who throws so hard.
Batting third, number 37. First baseman, Keith Hernandez.
First thing you have to do is worry about hitting the ball. Never mind where you're going to hit it or trying to place it someplace for a base hit, take it the other way, or hit the ball up the middle. The big item is to hit the ball.
And to make certain that you don't swing at too many bad pitches, because you know this guy throws as hard, if not harder, than anyone else. So you have a tendency to really jump out after the ball, swing a little harder, and that's the most difficult part. You have to be more patient, relax yourself, and like you say, just see it and hit it.
Keith Hernandez takes ball 1, now ball 2. It was low. Keith is batting .232. Nonetheless, he leads the club in runs batted in with 14. They play him to pull. And the pitch from Richard coming. Swing and a foul back on a fastball. 2 balls and a strike.
J. Rodney Richard has a very good shot at setting another Major League record this year. He's already set 1 in the early going. He had 6 wild pitches in 1 ball game, and that's a Major League mark.
Hernandez on a half swing taps it back to the mound. And J. Rodney has it and throws him out. The Cardinals, like the Astros, go down 1-2-3.
Most in a season, 30. Back in 1905, Walter Johnson had 21 in 1910. J. Rodney Richard already has 12, and he's only been out there 5 times.
Get your tickets now.
After 1 inning here, no score.
The physicians of the St. Louis Metropolitan Medical Society provide a free telephone medical information service called TelMed. To find out some pertinent facts on nearly 270 diverse health topics, you can call the TelMed operator and give the number of the subject you want and hear a 3 to 5 minute taped message prepared and reviewed by physicians. Look for the full page of TelMed information in the May 5th Weekend Globe Democrat, which lists all the subjects covered, the tape numbers to ask for, and the times of day or evening to call. Diabetes, heart ailments, arthritis, cancer, emotional problems, dental questions, and skin disorders are just a small sampling of the health subjects you'll find listed. Watch for the complete list the TelMed Topics listings in the May 5th Weekend Globe. And be sure to clip and save the list for future reference. This message brought to you by the Blue Cross Plan.
Cardinals play Houston again tomorrow night at 7:35, 7:20 dugout. John Denny will pitch against Ken Forsch. Denny is 1-2, and Forsch is 3-0. And then we'll play the finale of this series Thursday at 12:30. The date will be the 3rd of May. Ladies and Senior Citizens Day. Ladies and fans 65 and over may buy general admission tickets for 50 cents. Reserve seats for $2, box seats $3.50. That's Thursday in the 12:30 ball game. And then the Pirates come in. The batter is Cruz. Jose leads it off in the second inning. No score, no base runners thus far.
You're going to love Friday night, Jack, when the Pirates come here. It's your favorite night, team night.
Right. Here's the pitch. Low to Cruz. And we'll have some music. The autograph booth will be operative with Ken Reitz and Tom Grieve. Jose Cruz batting .315, leading it off. The pitch, a swing, and a fly ball into left is a base hit. He might get a couple. Brock over to chase it. It's a double for Cruz. Leading off here in the second inning. Took a little check swing and got it into left field. And now Simmons goes to the mound to talk to Martinez. Friday night will be Teen Fever Night. Music by Modern Heroes. Those 19 and under may buy reserved seats, which ordinarily cost $4.50 for only $2. And Sunday, when we play the Pirates, we'll play them also Saturday night. But Sunday afternoon, it's Camera Day. Those with cameras will be allowed on the field from 11:45 to 12:30 to take pictures of the players who will be available. The St. Louis Youth Symphony will perform during the Camera Day festivities. That's Sunday, Camera Day. The batter is Enos Cabell, a swing and a foul, trying to go to right.
Keep an eye on Mr. Cruz down there. He is a pretty good stealer of the third base bag. Look out there and see those infielders back a little bit. It's not beyond Mr. Cruz to hit for third.
He's stolen 8 bases this year and been thrown out only one time. Here's the pitch to Cabell. A swing, a late swing and a breaking ball. Strike 2. Cabell is batting .295. They have no really lofty batting averages in their lineup, but most of them are quite healthy. 2 quick strikes on Cabell. This guy can run. The pitch is made. A swing and a line drive base hit into right center. The run into score. Houston leading 1-0, and Cabell is held to a single on a good fielding play by Tony Scott. Well, he went out and got out after that ball, out over the plate, Mike.
Watching him in batting practice, Jack, and he was really tearing the cover off the baseball. Not only hitting it good, but hitting those sinking line drives. When the ball hit his bat, it was perfect, right on the meat. So he's in a good stroke with that lumber now.
And he can steal bases. Takes his lead. The batter is Bob Watson, the runner going. A swing and a foul back to the screen. And Cabell was off and running to the races. Cabell has stolen 9 bases. The Houston club has stolen 27 bases. And they have played 20 games. 21 games, actually. They start the night with a 4-game lead over Cincinnati. And the Reds are trailing. Cabell on at first, nobody out, and Houston has jumped on top. A look by Martinez, the pitch. Bob Watson takes it high. It's a ball, 1-1.
Tell the folks that Montreal won again. They beat the Dodgers. Woo, they're hot.
They won 7-3. And their record now is 15-5. Cabell with a lead. Nobody out. The pitch to Watson. Inside, a ball. Ball 2, 2-1. Martinez breezed through the first inning. A double by Cruz and a single by Cabell has put the Astros on the board. Martinez was ahead of Cabell on the count and lost him. And now Cabell takes his lead. He is going. The pitch out and the throw by Simmons is right on, and he is out. And did Watson swing at the ball? The Cardinal dugout is arguing that Bob Watson went after the pitch.
Ball, and I don't know whether the umpire at first or third saw him, but he swung at that baseball.
They asked the first base umpire if he did indeed swing, and the answer is no. The count goes to 3-1.
He swung at the ball. He almost hit Simmons.
I was watching Simmons, Mike, so I can't...
I watched him, and he didn't really cut it all the way around, Jack, but he put the bat completely across the plate.
Here's a ground ball, base hit into right by Watson. Watson singles through the hole into right field, the third consecutive hit for the Astros.
Tell you one thing, if his bat would have been long enough, it would have hit Simmons' glove.
Batting seventh, number 18. Second baseman.
In any event, Cabell was out stealing on that play, with Templeton taking the throw from Simmons after the pitch out. And the batter is Art Howe. Watson on at first, one out. The outfield is deep and straight away for Howe, who's batting .213. But he was a part of their winning rally last night in the ninth inning. The pitch is over but low, ball one. One on and one out. Howe has a look at the third base coach. They might do a little more running right here. Watson a lead. Not going. The pitch is a strike called. 1 ball, 1 strike. Silvio Martinez, a very impressive pitcher for the Cardinals last year, doing the hurling here tonight. He was acquired from the White Sox. And he has shown signs of brilliance. The pitch coming to Art Howe goes low for a ball. Martinez is a young man, not yet 24 years of age. Was 9-8 for the Cardinals last year after being 5-2 at Springfield. Howe is the hitter. The pitch, low, ball 3, 3-1. The only put out in this inning was on the attempted theft. And you don't want to let J. Rodney Richard get too far out in front of you. Well, watch the runner at first base. That's Watson. He draws the throw, and he's out. He came off the base. Bob Watson got back easily and then stumbled and walked off the base. Hernandez kept the ball on him, and the umpire called him out. So that's the second out of the inning.
No one has been retired on a foot out with a man out stealing and a man picked off. You got a good combination going there.
And Watson didn't argue about it. He stumbled, lost his balance. I think the crowd reaction, as much as anything else, helped the umpire. The 3-1 pitch on the way. Strike called, 3-2.
Woke him up over there, huh? Oh, my goodness.
Nothing more that we've heard about the umpiring situation in the major leagues.
I'm going to try to check on that tomorrow and see what's happening.
3-2 pitch. Breaking ball hit the third. Reach waits for a long hop, gets it, throws. He's out. The inning is over for Houston. And they score 1 run on 3 hits. They leave nobody, and they lost 2 base runners in the inning. After an inning and a half, 1-0 in favor of the Astros.
It's a Chevy like no Chevy you have ever seen. It's a thoroughly contemporary driving machine. Chevy Citation, a whole new kind of Chevy with a full of front-wheel drive. Big little Chevy with 2-door up-to-5.
Introducing Citation, the first Chevy of the 80s, and the first front-wheel drive with Chevy behind it, with standard features like rack and pinion steering, 4-speed overdrive transmission, front disc brakes, front and rear stabilizer bars, radial-ply tires, and a unitized body by Fisher.
It's the first Chevy of the 80s, the first Chevy of its kind. It's a new Chevy kind of compact. This could be the car you had in mind.
The 1980 Chevy Citation, America. Drive it now.
Chevy Citation.
Tell you about the other baseball as the Cardinals bat in the second, trailing 1-0. Warren Cromartie, first of all, kept his hitting streak going 19 games in a row, and that's a new club record. Montreal scored 2 in the first, and then iced it with 3 in the seventh. Defeated the Dodgers 7-3 with Lee the winner, Bill Lee 3-0. Welch the loser. Say and Ferguson homered for the Dodgers. 11,000 plus saw the game, and saw Montreal win it 7-3. Nepper is pitching for the Giants at Philly against Espinosa. Whitfield hit a home run. And the Giants lead 3-0 in the bottom of the 5th at Philadelphia. Ted Simmons is the Cardinal leadoff man. Batting left-handed, takes ball 1 low from J.R. Richard. Atlanta at Pittsburgh. Matthews a home run for Atlanta, his 5th of the year. Those two clubs are 1-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Necro and Blyleven. Ball 2 to Simmons. Chicago leads at Cincinnati 4-1 after 3. Holtzman against Norman, relieved by Hume, and Buckner has hit 2 home runs for the Cubs. Simmons leading it off. Takes a strike call to the knee. So the Cubs lead 4-1 after 3 at Cincy. Flynn is homered with 2 on for New York in the second inning to put them out in front of San Diego 3-0. Perry against Twitchell. Doug Flynn, a 3-run homer against Gaylord Perry. Here's another one to Simmons. Ball 3.
It's quite a room. Youngblood and Flynn, they're roomies. They're really tearing the league up, aren't they? As of late, anyway.
Flynn got the game-winning RBI for New York yesterday. Simmons leading it off in the second inning. Swings and taps it foul. 3-2. Ted batting .257. He'll be followed by Hendrick and Scott. Cardinals trying to get back to the 500 mark. They've won 9, lost 10, playing their 20th game of the year. And at the moment, 5.5 behind Montreal. 3-2 pitch to Simmons, leading it off. Swinging a long one. This game is tied. Way back and goodbye.
Jack, I had the glasses on Simmons, and that baby hit right on the meat part of the bat, no doubt about it.
It was a 93-mile-an-hour fastball, and Simmons turned it around.
That's number 5 on the air. You know, I heard some scuttlebutt that Mr. Simmons said, and this is strictly hearsay, there's a rumor going around, said he's going to hit 30 home runs this year. It started down in spring training. Well, he's got 5. And he's 160 away there.
He hit 22 a year ago. George Hendrick is the batter. J. Rodney Richard brings it in, and Hendrick takes a little bit high, ball 1. Hendrick, Scott, and Reitz now is what it'll be here in the second. We're tied 1-1. Simmons, a long home run blast. Hendrick swings and fouls it back and had some kind of a cut. 1-1. Let's pause right here for identification. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
You're listening to KMOX Radio, St. Louis. Your station for total news, sports information, entertainment, and service. The total radio voice of St. Louis.
Ted Simmons has just popped the first home run against J. Rodney Richard this year. Ball 2 goes high to George Hendrick. George is batting .267 with 1 homer. Simmons now has 5 home runs and 10 runs batted in. Hendrick swings and shoots at the center, right at the center fielder. Comes in. Cedeno has it for the out. Hendrick hit it too good. Line drive that just kept carrying to fleet-footed Cedeno, who came on and made an easy catch. Cruz is in left, Cedeno in center, and Poole in right. There's not much wrong with that lineup they put out there, Mike.
Not offensively nor defensively, Jack. Say, they have a pretty fine ball club, and really happy for the people down in Houston because they've struggled down there. And, you know, they changed front office, they changed managers, and it looks like they finally put it together. And they've had a lot of patience, and they've stuck with it.
Tony Scott took ball 1 low and now ball 2. Scott with a batting average of .321 and the most hits on the club, 27. Next pitch. Swing and a ground ball to second. Fielded by Art Howe, and the throw. He's out. Scott is down. 2 out in the inning. Score tied 1-1, second inning, and the batter's Ken Reitz.
Batting 6 for the Cardinals, number 44. Third baseman, Ken Reitz.
Reitz, who homered last night for the first time this year, is batting a lofty .324 and told us on an interview the other day he really didn't feel like he was hitting extremely well. First pitch. Swing and a foul. Reitz has been looking forward about a week to batting against J. Rodney Richard. He is really tough on right-handed batters. Reitz swings and misses the slider. Strike 2, and that's all Richard throws in his sliders, Mike.
I think he'll see a hummer on this one right up around the letters. He'll see if he can get Reitz to chase the fastball. That would be my guess. Let's see what happens.
With 2 out, the pitch. And a fastball up and in. And Reitz chased a bad ball and struck out. 1 run.
Tough to lay off that thing up there, Jack. You know, you got 2 strikes you're trying to protect, and here it comes. You've got to go.
1 run and 1 hit, the Simmons homer, and after 2, we're tied 1-1.
Gentlemen, several years ago, the spring of 1818 to be precise, Henry Sands Brooks opened a shop for gentlemen in New York. History records this event as the original Brooks Brothers clothing store, and records Mr. Brooks as vowing to offer clothing of taste and quality to gentlemen of taste and quality, sold only at a fair price. Times have changed since 1818, but what remains unchanged is the original Brooks Brothers philosophy: fine clothing at a fair price. You'll find at Brooks Brothers at the corner of Broadway and Market in downtown St. Louis clothing of superior fabric, impeccably tailored, reflecting our traditional sense of comfort and taste. What you'll also find is a healthy respect for your sense of comfort and taste, because Mr. Brooks believed in treating customers as friends, and one listens to, advises when asked, and respects one's friends. We invite you to visit your friends at Broadway and Market to see how well we've kept Henry Sands Brooks' promise. At Brooks Brothers, the most respected gentleman's store in the world.
Back to the mound goes Silvio Martinez. Alan Ashby will be his first opponent with the bat. Then J.R. Richard. From the top of the order, Terry Poole. Tied 1-1. Simmons tied it up with the big blast, his 5th home run of the year. We got the word downstairs that the fastball that Fan reached was 94 miles an hour. That's enough to make you want to sit right up here and have a cold Budweiser and just enjoy the action.
It sure is fun to watch J. Rodney pitch.
He can really bring it.
Up here.
The batter is Alan Ashby, very good young defensive catcher they acquired from the Toronto club. Watched him taking infield today, Mike, and he really throws the ball very well.
He showed me last night when he put that baby right on the base when Brock tried.
He pops the first pitch up back behind second. Tyson is waiting and has it for the out. 1 down. Went after the first pitch served up by Martinez. So he is apparently the fellow's going to do most of the catching for this Houston club if he can swing the bat well enough. Bochy can swing the bat pretty well. And is probably not that much shorter in the defensive department either. But Ashby looks very good behind the plate. Here's J.R. Richard. Big, strong, right-handed batter, not a bad hitter. He's already driven in a couple of runs this year. He has a 167 batting average, and he has a home run. Pops that pitch up toward the left side. Reach comes in toward the mound. Reach, he waits. He has it for the out. 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the 3rd. That's the way you want to work.
You know, Joe Cunningham's always telling us to tell you folks along the line to bring a group to the ballpark. Well, I'm going to bring J. Rodney Richard out here tomorrow. That's good enough for a group, isn't it? If you want to do that, just call Joe Cunningham at 421-3060. Western Auto Supply Company here tonight. Emerson School Patrol. Newspaper boys are here. Colonial Bakery Company. They're here. Guests of the Ralston Farina Company also in attendance. Galax Special Education Group here from Virginia. Granite City, Illinois. Groups that Joe Cunningham has brought in. They get special recognition on the scoreboard here. One at the ball yard, bring a group, call Joe Cunningham.
Terry Poole, the batter, takes a strike and a ball and another ball outside, and it's 2-1. They put up the averages a while ago. Warren Cromartie has really been hot with Montreal. He has 19 straight games in which he has hit safely, which is a Montreal record. Poole fouls one out of play. They've had a mess of home runs out of Dawson and out of Carter. They've received outstanding pitching, and right now they are at the top of the heap. They're half game up on Philadelphia, which is playing right now, and trailing to San Francisco in the National League East. Here's the 2-2 to Terry Poole. Ground ball to second. Grabbed by Tyson. Mike throws in time. And Martinez gets the lineup 1-2-3 in the 3rd. And no runs, no hits, nobody left. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, tied 1-1.
I'm here in a First Union Bank, and I'm about to interview vegetables. And here's one now. Excuse me, Carrot.
Huh?
Carrot, why are vegetables in First Union Bank?
Oh, we're helping give away seed money.
Seed money?
Seed money. You know, cash to help you get growing.
Folks, a Carrot has told us First Union banks are giving away money.
That's correct. Open any new savings account with $200 or more, and they give you $5.
Oh, excuse me, Tomato?
Tomato?
Tomato? Can you add anything?
Oh, quite certainly. You see, you have an option. $5 or for $6.95, these darling little vegetable pillows. Peas in a pod, carrots, or tomatoes.
$5 or a vegetable pillow. Oh, there's a pea pod. Let me catch up with him. Oh, my, the tomato fainted.
Mister, in front of a tomato, don't ever say ketchup.
First National Bank in St. Louis, Citizens Bank of Pacific, or any First Union Bank members FDIC. Offer ends June 1st.
In the fourth inning for the Cardinals, or bottom of the third, I should say, it'll be Tyson and Martinez and then Templeton against J.R. Richard. In this 1-1 game, we saw a heck of a ball game here last night. In spite of the fact that Houston won the thing, they came up with 4 runs in the top of the ninth. Cardinals came back with 1 in the bottom of the ninth, but couldn't quite overcome the lead, having taken a 4-2 lead into the top of the ninth. They lost it 6-5, but it was a heck of a game, and the 50,000 plus who were here for the Busch Bash saw great entertainment as well as a good ball game. And most of them stayed until the very, very late innings. It was a late starting game, wound up very late consequently. Here's the pitch to Tyson. A fastball misses low and away. Ball 1. Outfield is shallow and about straight away for Tyson. Left field is not quite so shallow. That's Jose Cruz out there. Tyson has popped a couple of home runs. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and it's high with a fastball from J.R. 2-0. Tyson's started to find a groove, it appears, with the bat, though. His average of 262, 8 RBIs. He had a good road trip. Here's the 2-0 pitch coming to him. He takes a pitch up and in for a ball. It's 3-0. Martinez waits on deck. J.R. has to throw a strike or put the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the third inning. Here's J.R. Richard with the 3-0 delivery. That is high, ball 4, and he walks Tyson. First walk he has given up, and that'll give Martinez a chance to sacrifice. Pittsburgh has taken the lead over Atlanta 2-1. Dale Murphy, a good-looking young catcher, hit 9 home runs already, Jack. He's off to a great start, really popping the ball for them.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to vote for the Player of the Month. Quite a few performers in the National League really put some figures together, including Murphy.
We voted for Foster.
Yeah,
and
Foster.
for Ken Forsch.
Foster during the month hit 383. He had 4 home runs and 22 runs batted in.
Here's Martinez squaring to sacrifice, misses the bunt. It's a strike.
There were a couple of 4-0 pitchers like Ruthven and Richard, but we voted for Ken Forsch, 3-0 with a no-hitter.
Tyson out at first base. Bob Watson holds against him. 1 strike count on Martinez. Tries to get the ball down in the dirt. And Richard brings it again. He bunts it up in the air, and it is caught by the catcher, Alan Ashby, behind home plate in foul territory. Martinez fails to move the runner over as he pops out to the catcher. So it'll be up to Gary Templeton to keep the inning alive. Gary popped out and foul ground to the shortstop his first time up there, but he went up hacking away, swinging on the first pitch. Templeton's average over 300. Brock is above 300 now. Scott and Reitz both above 300. Mr. Buck has the watch on Gary in case he hits it on the ground where he's really going to leg it out or perhaps hits one in the gap. We can get a little time on him. Tyson on at first base. Templeton batting from the left side. The big Houston right-hander checks on the runner and brings it. Half swing, he went around, they say. It's a strike call. Templeton doesn't say anything to the plate umpire. Fred Lynn in the home run department has 8 for Boston. Thomas from Milwaukee with 7. A 1 strike count on Templeton. Throw to first, and Tyson is back easily. They play Gary about straight away.
Tyson kind of looked like he was going, didn't he?
He was very anxious to get back to the bag. He may have been leaning. You know, he doesn't go, and a swing and a foul back to the screen off the bat of Templeton. Gary's in the hole 0-2. Jay Rodney is a very methodical kind of worker. He doesn't work in a great big hurry. If you're on base, he is not the toughest guy in the world to steal on because of that big, long delivery. Tyson with the lead doesn't go, and Templeton pops a curveball foul out of play back to the left side. Fellas with the outstanding speed like a Templeton or Brock or a Tony Scott, people like that, if they're on base, can really make it tough on Jay Rodney. The difficulty is getting on base against it. 0-2 count on Templeton. Tyson with the lead, and Richard steps off. J.R. Richard, that is singular, R-I-C-H-A-R-D. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Templeton swings and misses. He struck him out. Second strikeout posted by Jay Rodney with 2 out now. Tyson holds at first, and the batter is Brock. And he just seemed to be overpowered by that fastball. He just fired it, blazed it right by him. Here's Lou. Hit the ball on the left. The flight out his first time. He had 3 hits in last night's ball game, including a big triple. The 8th inning, when the Cardinals got an insurance run that appeared at the time to have put it out of reach, perhaps, but Houston was up to the challenge and scored 4 in the top of the 9th and won it. The kind of thing they've been doing. They've been coming from behind. Tyson goes. Brock takes. Ashby throws. He is safe with a stolen base. Tyson took off and took advantage of that long delivery that J.R. Richard has, and he is down to second base with the stolen base. So Brock could drive it a run. For Tyson, his second stolen base of the year. He's been caught one time. So with 2 out, Lou with a 1-ball count could drive it around. He has driven in 6 on the year. Has hit very well in the clutch. J.R. Richard with a look, and the pitch to Brock. Up and in as he put one up in his chin. 2-0. Redbird has ascended to the 3rd deck in right field. It looks like the Pied Piper. A bunch of kids have gotten up there. They're going to follow him around. 2-ball count on Lou Brock. Tyson down at second base. 1-1 ball game, bottom of the 3rd. Jay Rodney with a look back and a swing and a foul off the mask of the catcher. 2-1 on Lou. Two ball, 1 strike count on Lou Brock. 84 hits away from 3,000. Lou taps the plate with the bat. They play him to hit to the opposite field. They give him right center. Tyson with the lead. The pitch to Brock. Low with a fastball. It's 3-1. Tyson opened the inning by walking. Martinez popped out trying to sacrifice. Temple and Fan. Tyson stole second base, and Brock is now 3-1. Well, it's amazing at 39 years of age to be able to get around on a guy like J. Rodney Richard. Here's J.R.'s 3-1 delivery. Brock pops it foul off to the left side. Back into the seats. It's a full count on the Cardinal left fielder. Hernandez is the on-deck man. A decidedly smaller group, but no less enthusiastic here tonight for the second game in this 4-game series. Don't forget, Thursday's game is an afternoon game. 12:30 starts the Ladies' Day Senior Citizen Special. 3-2 count on Lou. 2 out. Tyson with the lead at second. The pitch to Brock. Tap foul at the plate. He hangs tough. Umpire takes a look at the baseball. Following the Houston series, the Pirates come into town. A big, strong hitting lineup of Parker and Stargell and Robinson and the speed of the likes of Omar Marino. People like Garner. They have a new shortstop in Tim Foley. We'll see him in a Pirate uniform. 3-2 on Lou. 2 out and Tyson at second base. Brock trying to add to this lead. Driving his 7th run of the year. Lou waits. J.R. Richard very patiently gets the sign from Alan Ashby. And the 3-2 pitch to Lou. Curveball. Looper into center field. Cedeno comes on, and he's going to get it, and he does. Broken bat, but he hit it a bit too hard. Cedeno made the play. No runs, no hits to the man left. First stranded by the Cardinals after 3. Still 1-1.
It's a Chevy like no Chevy you have ever seen. It's a thoroughly contemporary driving machine. Chevy Citation, a whole new kind of Chevy with a full of front-wheel drive. Even a Chevy with 3-door
Introducing Citation, the first Chevy of the 80s, and the first front-wheel drive with Chevy behind it. With 65% of its weight over the driving wheels, Citation gives you good traction on wet roads, snow, and mud. Plus, a sideways-mounted engine that gives you added passenger room.
It's the first Chevy of the 80s. The first Chevy of its kind. It's a new Chevy kind of compact. This could be the car you had in mind.
Test drive the 1980 Citation at your Chevy dealers now.
Chevy Citation.
In the news, under threat of losing necessary federal highway funds, Ladue State Representative George Hoplitzel today told a Senate committee that Missouri should make the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit permanent. The St. Louis Convention and Visitors Bureau Executive Director Warren Trafton is leaving that post. He is expected to go into business for himself. The Bureau expects to replace him within 2 to 3 months. Cloudy late tonight, chance of thunder showers by morning. Now clear skies, 61 degrees. We go back to Cardinal baseball.
In the fourth, Reynolds, Cedeno and Cruz due up against Silvio Martinez. They tapped him for a run in the second inning and had a chance of getting much more. They got a leadoff bloop double by Cruz, followed by an RBI single by Cabell. He was then thrown out trying to steal. Watson followed with a base hit to the right side. He was picked off at first base. Then Art Howe grounded out. So a troublesome inning wound up being only a one-run inning for Martinez, as he had a few defensive things going for him. And here's Craig Reynolds, the shortstop. He takes a pitch too low for ball one from Silvio Martinez. Looking for his first win of the year. Reynolds batting .284, 5 RBIs. Not a home run type, but hits the ball very hard at times. Has shored up their defense. He can run. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. He pops it up in the air into short right. Coming on is George Hendrick. George is there, and he has it for the out. Looked like trouble for a moment as Martinez jammed him. Hendrick got a good break on it and came on to get it. Well, the Springfield club is 10-4. They are leading the league in the American Association. The Arkansas club is 11-8. St. Petersburg 5-12. Gastonia 8-9. Our minor league clubs. You got any other results?
And that Terry Kennedy had 2 hits last night, including his 5th home run of the year. So he's having a heck of a year short up there anyway, Bob.
Cesar Cedeno takes a strike. Yes, he is. He's gotten off to a very good start. He's going to be a great favorite of those people up there. Bob Cable has a young first baseman has hit his 6th home run of the year for Gastonia. Manager Johnny Lewis got that club. 20-year-old teammates, and I know one of your old friends. You guys had some good times playing together.
Johnny's a nice guy. Played with him in the minor leagues, played with him in the big leagues, against him in the big leagues. Really a nice gentleman.
2-strike count on Cedeno now as he fouls one out to the right side. Martinez trying to take care of the very talented Houston center fielder. Silvio on 0-2 outside and low with the fastball as he wasted one. It's 1-2. Silvio has a tendency to really fall off to the first base side on delivery, more so at times than others. And consequently, a ball that has bounced up the middle, even without great velocity, will get by him. He comes off in not what you would call a good fielding position. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Cedeno takes it low and away. Ball 2, and it's 2-2. But he is not the only pitcher in the world that's ever done that. Look at some pictures of Mr. Gibson sometime and see him deliver and cross over that back leg. Here's a curveball just a bit too low to Cedeno. He laid off it, but it's a full count, 3-2. With one out and nobody on. Gibson had that great quickness and able to get back and handle his position, even though he had fallen off to the side. 3-2 on Cedeno. Outfield is straight away. Martinez with a 3-2 pitch. Off-speed pitch walked him. That is the first walk given up by Martinez. And he will work now to Jose Cruz.
Left fielder, Jose Cruz.
Cedeno has stolen how many bases, Mike?
Just 3. Talking to him the other night about it, and he said, not warm enough yet. He said, too cold.
He doesn't want a hamstring pull. But he's on at first and a threat to do some running. Cruz is the batter. Cedeno with a pretty good lead. He goes. The pitch is taken low, and Simmons can't get the ball out of his mitt, and he has a stolen base.
A little warmer tonight than it was the other night.
He was gone on the first pitch. Martinez didn't bother to go over there. And Simmons had trouble getting the ball out of his mitt. It's a stolen base, the 4th of the year for Cedeno, and the go-ahead run is at second base. And Cruz, who had a couple of hits in last night's game, has already doubled and scored in this game. Off to a very good start, batting above the .315 mark. Martinez checks on Cedeno at second. The pitch to Jose. A breaking pitch is too low for a ball. It's 2-0. Jose has already driven in 18 runs, which is tops on this club. He's hit a couple of home runs. A 2-ball, no strike count. Martinez checks and brings it in. Curveball catches the corner, and it's 2-1. Cruz has had great success over the last 3 years. He started to hit the ball to the opposite field, and that has been a prime secret to his success and his arrival as a hitter. Outside with one of the breaking pitches, 3-1. Fans really, in all honesty, got rather impatient with him here in St. Louis while he was a Cardinal, and a very young one at that time. But he has come into his own. 3-1 breaking pitch, misses, ball 4. Second consecutive walk, just missed on the outside. Simmons says something to the plate umpire. And the batter is Enos Cabell. He had a base hit and an RBI. He drove in the Houston run. Back in the second inning. We're tied 1-1. And Martinez is working himself into a jam. First and second with 1 out. Double play could get him out of trouble. If he can get Cabell to hit the ball on the ground. He is a tough guy to double up because he can run. There's speed on the bases, speed at the plate. The pitch to Cabell. Swing and a miss on a good breaking pitch outside. That looks like a hard slider. Cabell with a home run. He has 14 RBIs. And Howe, though he's not hitting very high, has 13 RBIs on this club. Cool breeze blows into the booth. 1 strike count on Cabell. Martinez with a check of the runners. And the pitch to Cabell. Swing and a miss. Got him again with the same pitch. Worked him low and away. Like the slider. Had him going after it. Cabell is very good at going with the pitch, as evidenced by his base hit. Back in the second inning. He'll take the ball to the opposite field, hit the ball where it's pitched. Martinez ahead on the count now to Cabell. And the pitch to the third baseman. Swing and a miss. Or did he foul it? He fouled it. Thought he had him for a moment. Looked like he threw him the slider, and he just barely got a piece of it. He popped out of the mid of Simmons and ricocheted off to the left side. Cabell takes a little time getting himself adjusted back there. Bob Watson is the on-deck man for Houston. Cruz is on at first. Cedeno at second base. 1 out. And they work with the second baseman out of position. The ball is hit to right. Caught there by George Hendrick. Cedeno was bluffing at second base. There's 2 down. Cabell took the ball the other way. And Cedeno had bluffed around as if he was going to try to go to third or if he was going to try to steal third to begin with. They switched to the second baseman out of position.
He was definitely going. He just kept coming off, and nobody paid any attention to him. Somebody gave Martinez a yell. Tyson moved in behind him, and he was headed for third if Martinez would have gone ahead and worked.
Bell took a shot at that space vacated by Tyson, too, Bob.
Mike didn't have a chance to really get back in position. Martinez caught him a bit short. The batter is Watson. He takes a fastball too low, ball 1. Watson had a base hit. He hit the ball the other way his first time up, but was picked off at first base when he got back, stumbled off the bag, and Hernandez kept the tag on it. 1-0 pitch from Silvio. Little number out toward the mound. It'll be grabbed by Simmons, and he throws Watson out. The inning is over. Good play by Ted as he scampered out in front. The ball went out toward the mound and then rolled toward the first base side. And so they get out of the trouble. No runs, 2 off in the inning, but no hits. They leave 2 men. First 2 stranded by Houston. We go to the bottom of the 4th, still tied at 1.
And now, here's to all the folks who bring us the peanuts and popcorn and programs and Cracker Jacks and, oh yes, the cold Bud. To the ballpark vendors, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. For being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through. This Bud's for you.
Yeah, you face the screaming hungry fans, the spills, the $20 bills, and all kinds of weather. So now it's your turn. You've got it coming. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
For the Cardinals in the 4th, Keith Hernandez will lead it off, then Simmons and Hendrick. Should we give you a station break? Why don't we do that? Before we get the inning underway, let's pause for station identification. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
KMOX St. Louis.
For a hole in your roof or a hole in your roof. Black Lake Roofing,
Frederick Roofing, 645-2000.
Hernandez got cheated out of his swings his first time up. A little half swing tap toward the mound, and he was thrown out. Maybe he'll get a full cut at JR this time. The big guy brings it, and it's too low for ball one. Cardinals got their run in the second. A leadoff home run by Simmons. He is on deck. Keith is struggling a bit with the bat. His average down to 232. Here's the 1-0 delivery. A swing and a miss on a good fastball. That evens it up at 1-1. But he's the kind of hitter I think you don't expect him to hit that way all year long. Here's the 1-1 delivery, and Hernandez swings and misses on the slider, and he's in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. Simmons waiting. Hernandez steps out, grips up on the bat, and gets a little time tar, a little stickum on his hands. He gets back in. 1-2 count on Keith. J. Rodney Richard with a big kick and brings it in the dirt, bounces up into the chest protector of Ashby. It's 2-2. And more than one good hitter has swung at that kind of pitch that bounces in the dirt a couple of feet out in front. He's so geared to getting a cut at that fastball. Here's the 2-2 delivery. Low, ball 3. Full count on Hernandez. We're in the fourth, tied 1-1. Cardinals have been out hit 3-1. The pitch to Hernandez. Ground ball up the middle, but it is grabbed by J. Rodney Richard. Right on the mound. He throws him out. Twice he is tapped back to the mound. 1 out. The batter, Ted Simmons, who had his 5th home run of the year to lead off the second inning. You know, the best of Europe awaits you on 360 acres of wooded hills near Williamsburg, Virginia. The Old Country, Busch Gardens, fabulous shows, including name entertainment every weekend, marvelous European shops, fun-filled rides and games, including the terrifying Loch Ness Monster. Discover the Old Country this year. Now open weekends, Williamsburg, Virginia. Busch Gardens. The pitch to Simmons, a fastball, a called strike, tailing away from him. Ted with 5 home runs, 10 RBIs. Up around the 260 mark. Here's the 0-1 pitch from JR. Curveball misses low and inside. Full ball. It's 1-1. Before the evening is over, we will tell you about some future Cardinal dates, promotional dates like Cap Day and Helmet Day and Shirt Day and so on. How you can get tickets for it in advance. Here's ball 2, low and away with a curveball. 2-1 to Ted. Now to get your tickets by mail for Cardinal baseball. Have them in hand when you come to the ballpark. J.R. Richard with the 2-1 pitch to Simmons. High with a fastball. 3-1. J.R. has walked 1. He has fanned 2. He has given 1 hit, and it was Simmons' home run. 3-1 count on Ted. He waits, batting from the left side. The 3-1 delivery. Up and in. Knocks him down. Ball 4. Second walk. Guess he figured if he was going to throw ball 4, he might as well throw it up under his chin, right?
Nah, he don't know where it's going half the time, JR. He likes to think so, but he was just trying to get a fastball in there. Wasn't that close? Just a little up and in. I'd like to say hello to a young lady over in Dongola, Illinois. Alice Aden. Or is it Aden, Bob?
Aden, we'll call her A-D-E-N. Alice Aden.
Thanks for the nice letter, and keep on listening, Alice.
Some good fans out there. We enjoy hearing from you. Very much so.
Tom Barton wants some of those letters.
That's right. Right to Tom Barton. He deserves to get a letter now and again. Tom, T-O-M, Barton, B-A-R-T-O-N, care of the St. Louis Cardinals broadcast booth, Busch Stadium. Simmons with a short lead. Watson holds against him. George Hendrick swings and fouls 1 back. He had a high fastball to hit. It looked like a good pitch.
That's the thing about guys who can throw as hard as J. Rodney. He can make a mistake and get away with it. Happen to give some frequently, Mike.
Throw that hard, and if your ball moves, he's got a chance.
George had a good cut at probably a pitch that was very hittable, except it was thrown by J. Rodney Richard. Here's the 0-1 delivery. Breaking pitches outside for a ball. It's 1-1.
Seen him about 4 times. Been here, 7 years?
7 years.
I've never had even one letter.
Not a letter, not one that I know of.
That's a shame.
T-O-M-B-A-R-T-O-N. 1 ball, 1 strike. George Hendrick waits. And the pitch fouled back as he got a good cut again at the fastball.
It really would be a good idea to write to our engineer. It might, if he gets a few pieces of mail, it might inspire him to learn how to read.
I'll tell you what. If George hits a home run here, I'll write him a letter. How about you guys?
1 ball, 2 strikes. Second base umpire wants to look at the baseball now.
why he never took that road trip itinerary.
No, he just has one of the guys come by and pick him up. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Simmons on his first base. Ted with a short lead. J.R. brings it to George. Curveball swinging a foul tip off the mask of Alan Ashby. That rung his bell a little bit. So all your letters are appreciated, and we'll make sure that Tom either does indeed read them and reciprocate in turn. J.R. tugs at the cap. Very slow, deliberate worker out there. He's ready again. Hendrick trying to hang tough, keep the inning alive. 1-2 pitch coming. Curveball, chopped toward third. Cabell can't handle it. Goes down into the corner. Here comes Simmons around to third. Cruz in to field it. They're going to hold Simmons there at third, and down to second goes George Hendrick with a double.
6-game hitting streak now for George Hendrick.
Bell made a fatal mistake. He started backpedaling on that ball and then ate him up. I wouldn't be surprised if they walked Scott right here. However, I don't know if they're inclined to load the bases when Richard is pitching.
Yeah, I think the latter would be more true than anything, Jack, because Jay Rodney can get anyone if he gets in there the way he wants to. I don't think they'll take a chance by walking him to load him up, and then they'd walk that runner.
Sacrifice fly could get a run home, anything. Hendrick down to second with a double. Simmons over to third. A ground ball double by Cabell at third. The pitch to Tony Scott. High with a fastball. Ball 1. Well, the pace picked up appreciably here. A 1-out walk to Simmons. A double by Hendrick. Simmons moving over to third. George legging it in down to second base. Cruz had to come over and hustle into foul territory and get the ball back in. Otherwise, Simmons might have been able to come around. 1-0 pitch, and Tony Scott pops it high in the air to Cedeno. Let's see what Simmons does. He tags at third. Cedeno gets a running start. They're going to nope, they won't send him, and the throw comes in on the fly. And he could have come in and scored, and they held him at third, and they're 2 down. They held him up and didn't send Simmons in. Cedeno's throw was high.
I don't care where his throw was because that's afterthought, but he was far enough out there in a tie ball game in the early going. You have to send the man in my estimation. Whether Ted just stopped on his own, but you've got to play this game offensively on the bases. Number one, he's got to catch the ball. He's got to throw it. It has to be caught again. You have to tag the man. And you got better than a 50-50 chance, especially when the man is as far away as Cedeno was, even though Cedeno's a great one. I think he should have tried.
The batters can reach him now. The Redbirds need the 2-out base hit. Simmons hanging at third. Hendrick down to second base. 2 out now. Hendrick got the ball, or Scott got the ball in the air. The pitch to Reitz, breaking pitch outside and high for a ball. Reitz fanned his first time up there.
He could have thrown him out easily, but I say make him throw you out when you got a shot like that.
1 ball count. The pitch to Reitz. Popped up. Toward the left side, back out into left side and foul ground. Back are Cabell and the shortstop. Cabell takes him. The inning is over. And a good scoring chance goes by the board. No runs, a base hit, 2 men left, 3 stranded by the Cardinals. After 4, still tied 1-1.
Mean Joe Green talks about the Steelers.
There's only one Steeler I know that bites and holds better than me.
I guess you mean Jack Lambert.
No, I don't.
L.C. Greenwood?
Get serious.
Roy Jarrella.
Oh, come on. He's a kicker.
But there is one Steeler that holds, bites, and is even meaner than Mean Joe Green.
I'm afraid so. It's called the Steeler Radio from Uniroyal.
From Uniroyal?
Yeah. This Steeler has a real aggressive-looking tread.
Uh-huh.
And that ain't all. It carries 2 steel belts inside. Makes it tough to beat.
Costs a pretty penny, I imagine.
Nah. The price is even tougher to beat.
And it's tougher than Mean Joe Green.
Yeah. But it ain't nearly as smart.
How's that?
Because I'm going to get 4 of them for my car. See, Mean Joe is smart enough to know if you can't beat him, join them.
The Steeler Radio Tire, only from Uniroyal. You want a tough tire at a price that's fair? You want Uniroyal there.
The Steeler Radio is available at Banner Tire, 11,202 Manchester Road, 87 South Highway 67, 3300 Lee May Ferry Road, 320 South Baltimore. Joe Cunningham's at the other microphone. Joe, how's Cardinal
Vice President Joe McShane doing?
Fine. He's had a few tough days and what have you, but he's doing fine. I went to see him Friday, and I told him to take it easy in the hospital, but now he had to get up and walk, and run around.
How they make you do that? I guess he had a double hernia operation. They're tough.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, but he's doing fine, and our friend Frank Carroll, who, runs our football auxiliary press box for us, is also in the hospital. And incidentally, Dad, we're going to talk about community nights, and for all of you, our community night chairman out there, why don't we have a community night honoring Tom Barton? Is Tom having a problem up here, Jack? For all of our group sales customers, if you want to just honor Tom Barton, let me know. We'll put together a community night and honor Tom. What do we need? Sympathy? Compassion? I don't know this problem, Jack. But anyhow, Joe McShane, such a salute to you from up here in the radio area, from Barton, Buck, Shannon, and Starr, and me, and the whole gang. And you too, Frank Carroll. Okay, Jack, when we get done with this batter here, we'll talk about some community nights coming up very shortly. Jack, call me here, will you please?
Here's Ern Howe with a hard hit ball. The short, fielded by Templeton, takes a long throw. He threw him out with a dandy play from the hole. Templeton ranged far to his right, got the ball, planted himself, and threw Howe out at first.
Okay, May the 6th is going to be St. Louis Youth Symphony Day, and contact our friend Ray Hofstetter at 741-7139. We'll be settling soon. This is for all the kids, and I know you'll want to get behind this promotion. St. Louis Youth Symphony.
Now the batter is the left-handed hitting catcher, Alan Ashby. And he takes strike one from Silvio Martinez, who is on the mound for the Cardinals. Ashby is a switch hitter, in fact. Pumped out his first time, takes the ball, and it's 1-1.
Well, I just counted our community and business nights, Jack, and we've got about 80 lined up, and we still have a lot of dates in September.
Here's a swing and a miss on an off-speed delivery, and that puts Ashby in the hole.
May the 11th is Kelly Realtors, and also St. Louis Bon Vivant. May the 12th, Lindbergh High School. They're going to have a pregame for that big promotion. Here comes the pitch, swung out and missed for strike three.
Go over that Bon Vivant again.
Okay. And May the 12th is Lindbergh High School large discount program to help the kids. They're going to have a pregame. The 13th is Florida, Illinois, and May 29th is Alexian Brothers Hospital. That's going to be a big one. May the 30th is Troy.
A big hospital. It really is.
No, it's a big discount, Jack.
Oh.
I know it's a big hospital. And May the 30th is Troy, Missouri. Pitch. Couldn't tell. Looked like a...
Couldn't tell. Ball one.
Quickly,
Rodney Richard. Are you through?
No. June 1st, Bourbon, Missouri. Then we got Cuba, Missouri. June 2nd, Vandalia, Illinois. June the 3rd, Old Jefferson County. Ball one. June 3rd, Old Jefferson County, Hillsborough. Okay, Jack, I'm going to get out of here. A lot of community nights. We got 80. We got plenty left in September. A few lined up, but great. Thank you.
I want to hear about the Bon Vivants again.
Okay, hang on.
Don't they speak French in New Jersey? Here's a high pop fly behind second base, called for by Templeton, who ranges out there and takes care of it off the bat of J. Rodney Richard. And down in order go the Astros in the fifth inning.
Yeah. I didn't want the girls to type this up because I knew you'd ask me about it, but May the 11th is Kelly Realtors in St. Louis Bon Vivant, Vivants. I believe that is connected with like an airline or airline organization.
That's what I mean.
And I'll check that out. I'll check that out for you, Jack, and give you a description on that. But that should be a good one, Jack. And thanks a lot.
Bon Vivants is airplane in French, right?
God, I don't know.
After 4.5,
Bye.
Houston on the Cardinals fly.
Coming to Golden, what's better at Kroger? It's better at Kroger than ever before.
One apiece. The Lions score 1 run, 3 hits, no errors for Houston. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. J. Rodney Richard back to work. He's walked a couple. He's fanned a couple. And he's been touched for a home run. That came in the second inning off a fastball that went off the concrete facade out in right field off the bat of Sims. Tyson will lead it off. Mike tonight has walked, stolen a base. He'll be followed by Martinez and then up to Templeton, the leadoff man. If anyone gets on, Lou Brock. J. Rodney Richard, big guy, brings it home. Tyson, watch out. Gave his mustache a trim. Ball one. Tyson came in to this ball game hitting .262 with 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Right-handed hitting second baseman of the Cardinals. Stands deep in the box. He's ready. So's J. Rodney Richard. Next one. Fastball, tap foul, straight back. Evens the count 1-1. Cabell even with the bag over at third. Everybody else about straight away, both infield and the outfield. Cruz, Cedeno, and Poole in the outfield for Houston. They won a big one here last night, pulled it out in the 9th inning. 1-1 delivery. Tyson, swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Folks here from Hunter Packing tonight in Missouri Tourism, Realty World, True Value Hardware Stores. Big groups here with Joe Cunningham, who you just heard a short time ago. Rodney Richard fires a ground ball to the third baseman, Enos Cabell. His long throw is high, but Bob Watson tags Tyson as he comes by, and the play is 5-3 on the first out here in the Cardinal fifth. That'll bring in Silvio Martinez. He fouled out his first time in there.
Silvio Martinez.
Montreal won again. They beat the Dodgers 7-3. Atlanta at Pittsburgh. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Three Rivers Stadium tied 2 apiece. The Chicago Cubs are beating Cincinnati after 6 innings. The Cubbies 4 and the Reds 1. Giants shutting out Philadelphia 7-0. They're in the bottom of the 8th at Veterans Stadium. Swing and a miss on a high fastball by Silvio Martinez. San Diego at New York, and after 4 innings, Padres lead it 4-3. That's the National League action for you. Curve is a strike call right in there. And Silvio is in a no-ball, 2-strike hole. Play Silvio to hit the right. Looks for his first hit of the year. Swing and a miss, and he's the 3rd strikeout victim of J. Rodney Richards. 2 down, and that'll bring in Templeton, the leadoff man. He's fouled out fan. In the American League, Milwaukee at Cleveland. They're in the bottom of the 8th. Indians lead the Brewers 3-1. Minnesota at Toronto, bottom of the 7th. Twins lead it 3-2. Detroit at Chicago. Tigers have the White Sox shut out 3-0, bottom of the 4th. Texas at Kansas City after 4. 6-0 Kansas City. Templeton, a ground ball to the shortstop Reynolds. Over to first, and it's 3 up, 3 down for the Cards. J. Rodney Richards shut them down in order. After 5, Houston won, the Cardinals won.
What do you want from a motor oil? Do you want engine protection, or do you want an oil that's mileage tested? You can get both with Texaco's Haviland Super Premium 10W40 oil. Haviland Super Premium gives you protection you can trust. Proved in millions of miles of tough service in state trooper cars without a single oil-related engine part failure. Now, that's engine protection. And Haviland is mileage tested, too. In tests against a leading 10W40 oil that advertises extra gasoline mileage, Haviland couldn't be beaten. Whatever kind of driving you do, Haviland gives you year-round, all-temperature performance you want, plus the engine protection you need. The next time you change oil, get trooper-tested, mileage-tested Haviland Super Premium 10W40 from Texaco.
It's something every dyed-in-the-wool baseball Cardinals fan will want to get his hands on, and it's free at Community Federal. The official full-color team photo of the 79 baseball Cardinals, suitable for framing, plus the complete 79 schedule. It's available free at any Community Federal office. You don't have to be a customer, just a Cardinals fan. But hurry, this offer is good just as long as the supply of official team photos lasts.
At Community Federal Savings and Loans.
Martinez back to the mound. We mentioned earlier we'd tell you about some of those dates coming up later in the year that you'd be interested in, such as Helmet Day, which will be coming up on May the 13th when Atlanta is here in town. We'll have a T-shirt day on June the 10th. That'll be a Sunday game as well. We'll have a Cap Day on Sunday, June the 24th. That's a Sunday, and a Gym Bag Day on August the 19th, a Sunday. You can get tickets by mail by sending to the Cardinals Post Office Box 8787, St. Louis, Missouri, 63102. Reserved seats $4.50. Boxes are $6, and you can make plans now to get tickets by mail for those future promotional dates and other Cardinal dates as well. The batter is Terry Poole. He took a strike from Martinez, left-hander batter. The next is a shot to right. Here comes Hendrick on the run, and he grabbed it about shoulder high. Line drive off the bat of Terry Poole, but he retired it.
How did he do that last night?
I wish he had, instead of hitting the thing over the wagon gate.
He said on our Star of the Game program, Bob, that he had never hit a ball that hard in his life.
That thing just leaped off his bat.
I know he was, as you say, quoted last night saying that. Papers said the same thing, and even the other players. Reach asked me today, he said, did you think the ball was going out? I said, yeah. He said, I thought it was going out. He says, I thought it would get over the head of George, but it was sinking. He said, I never thought it would make it. But he really whistled one. The batter is Craig Reynolds, the shortstop. He's 0 for 2, flied out both times. One's to center, one's to right. He's a left-handed batter, or batting from the left side. The next by Silvio. Ground ball to first. Grabbed on the short hop by Hernandez. He makes the play on his distance. Good play by Keith on the short hop.
7 in a row set down by Silvio Martinez.
And here comes Cesar Cedeno.
6,349, 6349. The total of the stadium is 8,442, 8442. This includes
Cedeno tonight has popped out to first, and he walked. And hits one hard to left. Back is Brock. Lou is there. Can't handle it. It's off his glove, off the wall. Cedeno down to second. Scott over to get it and gets it back in. Cedeno with a double off the glove of Brock. Back near the wall. A hard hit ball. He leaped for it. One off his glove and then off the wall. And Cedeno is there with a 2-out double. So Cruz comes to the plate. He walks back in the fourth inning. And Jose has a chance to drive in the go-ahead run. That's only the fourth hit given up by Silvio Martinez. Cruz, a left-handed batter. 1 for 1 right now. Curveball, chopped towards short, charged by Templeton. Takes the short hop, throws. Got it. Good play. Cruz can run, and Templeton made the play in great shape.
Bob, he recognized that play as there was only one way to play it, and that was charge it as hard as he could. I watched him. He watched that ball go in the glove to make sure he had it, and then he unloaded it.
And throw it as hard as he could, and he did that. And he got a very speedy Jose Cruz. The inning's over. No runs, a base hit. They leave a man. Third, they left on. We go to the bottom of the sixth inning, still tied at 1.
It's a Chevy like no Chevy you have ever seen. It's a thoroughly contemporary driving machine. Chevy Citation, a whole new kind of Chevy with the full of front-wheel drive. Think of Chevy with room for up to 5.
Introducing Citation, the first Chevy of the 80s, and the first front-wheel drive with Chevy behind it, with standard features like rack and pinion steering, 4-speed overdrive transmission, front disc brakes, front and rear stabilizer bars, radio-ply tires, and a unitized body by Fisher.
It's the first Chevy of the 80s, the first Chevy of the time. It's a new Chevy kind of compact. This could be the car you've had in mind.
The 1980 Chevy Citation, America. Drive it now.
Chevy Citation.
For the Cardinals, they will send up Lou Brock. Keith Hernandez and Ted Simmons here in the bottom of the sixth inning of a 1-1 ball game.
For the Cardinals, left fielder Lou Brock.
Cardinals have had a couple of hits. The Astros have had 4. Lou has flied out to left, flied out to center.
Oh, I'd love to see him get on off of J. Rodney Ritchie, because he could sure head for the old steel side, couldn't he?
I don't think he'd have much trouble getting to second base if he can master getting on base. And there's a low pitch away for ball 1 from J. Rodney Richards. J. Rodney can throw hard. He has good stuff, but he can really drive a catcher crazy, because you're going to be physically and mentally drained sitting back there after working with him. The pitch to Lou. Base hit up the middle. All right.
How many now, Bob? How many?
That is 83 away from 3,000. 83 hits away from 3,000 for Lou Brock. He flushed one right up the middle, over the mound, and into center field. Now let's keep an eye on him.
Oh, I hope he makes it this year. Wow.
Lou creeps off to a lead. Not a long lead right now. Watson holds against him. J. Rodney also well aware of that possibility. Hernandez at the plate. He is tapped back to the mound both times he's been there.
Lou's going to try to go on him. There's no doubt about that.
Got to get down to second base. Give somebody a chance to drive him around. Doesn't go. Hernandez takes a pitch low for a ball. Hit number 2,917 for Lou Brock. 83 away from 3,000. Brock checking on Richard. Eases off to the lead. Doesn't go. They throw over and he gets back. He had an idea that time. Hernandez waiting at the plate, a one-ball count. Back with the lead. He goes. The pitch is a ground ball up the middle, right at the shortstop, grabs it to the second base bag and throws to first for the double play. Reynolds, who was coming over to cover, took the ball right at the bag at second base, kicked the bag and threw to first for a very simple double play. And that takes the Cardinals 2/3 of the way out of the inning. 6-3 on the DP. He was coming over to cover on the throw. Twice that's happened to the Cardinals in the last week to 10 days where the shortstop has been the cover man. And the ball was hit right to him. So here's Simmons batting with 2 out and nobody on. Ted has homered and walked, takes a breaking pitch in the dirt for a ball. Ooh, Brock was almost at second base when the ball got there, but had no chance to do anything to break up the double play or beat the ball. Here's the 1-0 delivery, and Simmons looks at it low and inside for a ball. 2-0. Ted has accounted for the only Cardinal run, a home run. And he swings and taps one foul right at the plate. It's 2-1. The Atlanta-Pittsburgh game tied 2-2. Chicago's gotten another run off the Reds. They lead 5-1 in the 7th. Giants leading the Phillies 7-0. In the process of knocking them into second place. In the National League East, Montreal won today over the Dodgers 7-3. San Diego and the Mets tied 4-4 in the 5th. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Simmons. Sharp shot to right. That's a base hit. Over to cut it off is Terry Poole, the right fielder, and he will hold Simmons to a single. Simmons with a 2-out single. And George Hendrick will have a chance.
Bob, there's some figures released by the major leagues. For the month of April, they've set an all-time attendance record in Major League Baseball. With 4,990,000, almost 5 million customers, a 10% increase over last year's record attendance for the month of April.
Look back, Jack, on the kind of weather we had most of that time in most of the area. And it was not that good. And the fans still came out to see this great game. Here's a breaking pitch blowing away to George Hendrick for ball 1. Simmons on at first. Not a threat to steal. Watson holds against him. Hitting room to the right side for George. Boy, the double play ball hurt. Wasn't a darn thing anybody could do about it. It was just right there where the shortstop was standing at the bag. Here's a swing and a miss by Hendrick. 1 ball, 1 strike. George is lined out hard to center. Double down the line and left his last time. But he's up there with 2 out this time. Trying to get Simmons around. The 1-1 delivery, a swing and a miss on a breaking pitch. Had a bad cut at it. It was fooled on the pitch. So Hendrick is in the hole. A ball and 2 strikes. Bob Sykes, the Cardinal left-hander, gets some work in down in the bullpen on his own. In preparation for his next start. 1-2 on George Hendrick. Simmons with the lead. The pitch. Sharp shot to right center. That's a base hit. Over to cut it off. Cedeno can't do it. It goes through his legs to the wall. Simmons has got to come around to score. Hendrick will hold at second, and the Cardinals lead 2-1. A 2-base hit. And Simmons comes around to score. Hendrick drilled it to right center. Cedeno tried to come over and short hop it. It went between his legs, under his glove, went to the wall in right center field, and Simmons scored from first, and the Cardinals lead 2-1. The 7th RBI of the year for Tony Scott. We owe you a station break, and we will pass it along to you. Let's see what Tony Scott can do. Scott's 2 times up. He is 0 for 2. Grounded out to the right side, fly to center. Has a chance to drive in Hendrick. The pitch, a ground ball to the right side. It'll be backhanded by Howe. The second baseman has it and throws him up. The inning is over. But the Cardinals come up with 1 after 2 are out. 3 hits in the inning, but a double play, but they still scored a run, left a man. 4 they've left, and after 6, 2-1 Cardinals.
to everybody who puts in a hard day's work. This Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This Bud's for you. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the kid of beer, this Bud is true.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
Hey, this Bud's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Silvio Martinez has a 2-1 lead to work on as he'll work to Cabell, Watson, and Howe here in the top of the 7th.
Where is WHPI?
Heron, Illinois. Good Cardinal country down in southern Illinois. Been on it for a long time.
Play good basketball down there, too.
Yeah, they do. Yes, they do. They, at one time, some years back, won the Illinois State High School Basketball Championship back in the, I'm going to say, late 50s, I recall.
Why don't you give them a chance to identify themselves over there?
I shall. We'll pause for station identification for WHPI and all other stations on the Cardinal Network. This is the Cardinal Baseball Network.
You're listening to KMOX Radio, St. Louis. Your station for total news, sports, information, entertainment, and service. The total radio voice of St. Louis.
Enos Cabell leads it off. He's single to drive it around. He lined out to right. Martinez with a 2-1 lead. Silvio working to the right-handed batter brings it in just outside for a ball. Mighty close, but didn't get the call. A little over 6,000 here tonight, 6,349. Silvio with the pitch to Cabell. High fly ball, it well to left. Way back is Brock at the track in front of the gate. He waits and has it for the out. High fly ball. Looked like it had a chance, but Lou had a beat on it all the way and stepped within a couple of steps of the wagon gate and took it in.
First baseman Bob Watson.
In a corner.
Here is Bob Watson. He is single tonight. Been picked off and is tapped out in front of the plate, was thrown out by the catcher. Martinez works with the hard-hitting first baseman, misses with the breaking pitch thrown away for ball 1. Giants are pouring it on the Phillies in the 9th inning, 7-0. And the 1-0 pitch to Watson, curveball grounded to short. Grabbed by Templeton, got a bad hop on the last one, stayed with it and throws him out. Ball came up on him right to his midsection, but he stayed with it in good shape. Like you mentioned something he is really concentrated on, and that is watching the ball into his glove. It's a sound, basic fundamental that every ball player should know, but sometimes you reach a level and you reach an idea, and all of us have been prone to do it at one time or another. You get a little relaxed, and you get into some bad habits, and you take your eye off the ball before you shoot, and he is really concentrated on that.
Yeah, I think you're right, Bob. I've noticed it the last 2 weeks, the way he's been really looking that ball all the way into the leather. You know, he has so much ability, and as you say, he's awful confident, and consequently, you can get lackadaisical with those two attributes. Will give you that bad habit, but that's a thing of the past as far as we've seen in the last 2 weeks. He's really looking that ball all the way into the glove.
Breaking pitch for ball to Art Howe, and this pitch is in for ball 2. Two-ball count on Art Howe. The pitch to him. Strike call. 2-1. Two out, nobody on here in the top of the 7th inning. Howe tonight has grounded out both times to the left side. Curveball chopped toward the left side again. Templeton charges toward the hole, gloves and throws low, and they scoop. And a heck of a play by Hernandez, and they got it. Gary threw it low, and Hernandez stayed right with it and made a very tough play. It looked very easy. 6-3 on the putout. 3 up and 3 down go the Astros as we go to the bottom of the 7th. Cardinals 2, and the Astros 1. In the bottom of the 7th inning for the Cardinals, Reese Tyson and Martinez do up against J. Rodney Richard with a 2-1 lead. You want to see some more on the board with that big guy and this hitting lineup that the Houston club has, but take what you can get off this guy. In reach tonight is Sand. He is popped out to third. Cardinals have gotten 5 hits off J.R. Richards. Look for some more. Reach waits. J.R. brings it. Shot to left. Base hit. Reach just stayed with that low fastball. Didn't try to overswing and just took it to left. Was it a breaking pitch? He's throwing a breaking pitch?
I think it was. As Jack said earlier, it's tough sometimes to tell, Bob, with Richard. He throws the breaking ball so hard. But he throws Rich those sliders. And Richie really went down after it. Hit a good pitch.
So Tyson has a chance to move him up. See if he can move him around a little bit. Tyson tonight has walked, stolen a base, and he has grounded out to third. Reitz with a short lead at first base. And the pitch to Tyson. Chopper toward third, but foul.
Bob Sykes in the Cardinal bullpen, the left-hander. Cardinals are going to be pitching John Denny and then Pete Vukovich in the finale. You know, a lot of people make a special effort to get here when Vukovich is pitching, Bob. They like to watch him work.
He's become quite a drawing card, especially here in St. Louis. People like what they see, and Pete's an enjoyable guy to watch. He has some flair, some color about him to go along with his great ability. So Pete will be working. Denny will work tomorrow, then Vukovich on Thursday afternoon. Reach for the lead. 1 strike count on Tyson. The pitch to Ty. High with the breaking pitch. It's 1-1.
Giants shut out Philadelphia. Nepper beat Espinosa on a 5-hitter. So Montreal's in first place by 1 game.
1 ball, 1 strike. Tyson waiting. Just trying to make contact. Keep the inning going. Move Reitz up. 1-1 pitch. Pop foul out of play back here. It'll drop down in the Loge area. Tyson a little disgusted with himself. He appears to have had a pitch to hit, and he didn't quite get all of it. His average at 262, and he's had some good years. People put him down once in a while, but he's had some 270 and 280 kind of years, 266, 286. Here's a pitch onside for a ball, evens the count at 2-2.
Bob, Holtzman has Cincinnati whipped 5-1 in the 9th. He's gone all the way thus far, and with Suter in the bullpen, you would have to say the chances for the Cubs are pretty good tonight.
They have a 5-1 lead right now in the top of the 9th inning. Holtzman has a lot of fans here in St. Louis, being a native. The pitch to Tyson, a swing, and a miss, and he struck him out on the slider. Tyson goes down on strikes. That is the 4th strikeout posted by J. Rodney Richard, and Silvio Martinez will come to the plate.
Pitcher Silvio Martinez.
He's popped out, fan. Tried his hand at bunting earlier in the game and had no luck at all trying to get the ball down to the dirt off J. Rodney.
I tell you, I sympathize with him. It is difficult to bunt this guy, but he's going to have to try it again.
Trying to do something to get it in the dirt, get reached down to second base. He popped up to the catcher, trying to bunt his first time. He squares, they bring it, he does. He punts it hard toward first, but it's foul. Grabbed foul, and foul ground by Bob Watson, the first baseman.
He gave us a little merengue that time. He squared around the bunt, then he pulled the bat back, and then he bunted again.
Watson goes in to talk it over with J. Rodney Richard about coverage on the play. 1 out. Reed started the inning with a base hit. So Reedsy is 1 for 3 tonight. Keeps his average up around the 324 mark. Throw to first, and Reeds gets back. Martinez in a position to try to sacrifice the runner to second base. He waits, he squares, and does bunt it this time toward first. Grabbed by Watson, throws to second. They get one there. They got Reeds at second. 3-6 on the force out. Now Martinez has to run the bases. He's at first base, and the sacrifice didn't work at all. He bunted it toward the first baseman. Watson made a good play. A speedier runner would have been down to second base and been all right. But not so. So Martinez has to run the base. And Templeton is the batter. Gary is 0 for 3 right now. Gary is popped up. He has fanned. Grounded out to short. The pitch to him. Base hit to right center. They get in the gap and go to the wall. Here comes Martinez around second. They're going to send him around third. Here comes Templeton to third. Here's the throw to the plate. He scores. It's 3-1, and Templeton has a triple.
Martinez got around the bases pretty well, Bob.
Yes, he did. I know what you're thinking, the same thing I am. You kind of worry about it. You want the run, but you would rather not have to have him leg it out that way and go back out there unless they can give him a little time to take a breather.
That's what Brock is doing right now. Remember the other day I had, what did I tell you? I got Templeton over to third base in what? 11, yeah. He cruised into third base, knowing he had a three-base hit, went in standing up. I got him in 10-8. When he got over there in 11 before he said, I can get there faster than that. I believe him now.
Here is Lou Brock with a chance to add to the Cardinal lead. All of this after 2 outs. Lou looking for his second hit. The pitch to him, up and in. He ducks away. It's a ball. 3-1 Cardinal lead. The bullpen is busy, and that is Frank Rosselli for Houston throwing, a left-hander. Former Cardinal property. Who was in camp last year with the club. It ran into a numbers problem and wound up going out of the organization and to Houston. The pitch to Lou. Sliced foul off to the left side. 1-1 count on Brock. Templeton with a big RBI, his 4th of the year. First hit of the night, his 3rd triple of the year. If I'm not mistaken, I will check that for sure. I think it's his 3rd triple. His 3rd three-base hit, right. Brock with a 1-ball, 1-strike count. 3rd triple of the year for Gary Templeton. He is over at third base as Brock tries to duck away and does. 2-1. Frank Rosselli, left-hander, warming up for Houston in the bullpen. Reese got the inning started with a base hit. Tyson Pan. Martinez failed to sacrifice him over the forced reach. Martinez running the bases, and Templeton tripled up the gap. A chopper towards short. Reynolds grabs it. He throws across in time. Brock is out. The inning is over. But the Cardinals get another run. 1 run on 2 hits. 1 man left. 5 they've stranded. After 7 here in St. Louis. Cardinals 3. The Astros 1.
66 here in St. Louis after a lovely day. And a good ball game thus far. Single runs in the 2nd, 6th, and 7th for the Cardinals. The Astros got their run in the 2nd inning. The Cardinals lead 3-1. And Keith Hernandez doing a smart thing. He went over to talk to Silvio to give him a little further breather. After his dash around the bases, afraid the Templeton would run up his back when Gary tripled him home. The batter is the catcher, Alan Ashby. And the Astros show a pinch hitter next. Dennis Walling. Here is ball 1 to the leadoff man in the 8th inning. We're in the top of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Ashby. Strike called at the knees. Ashby has popped out, struck out. Martinez has walked a couple. Fanned 1. Here it comes to the leadoff man. Outside, ball 2. Outfield straight away with Ashby at the plate. Martinez brings it, and a swing and a fly ball into the left field corner. Mumphrey's on the move, can't get there. It is fair, a base hit, a double. It bounces over the wall. Ashby doubles into the opposite field. Mumphrey, who had replaced Brock, could get nowhere near the ball. Now here come the Astros again. And Denny Walling, an outfielder, comes to the plate. Left-handed batter. He'll bat for Richard. And the Cardinal bullpen springs back into action.
They're going to send Sexton out there to run, too, Jack, as they did last night in a similar situation.
Sexton running here in the 8th inning. Cardinal infielders gather around Martinez, and I'm sure one of the things they're telling him, 2 things they tell him, Mike, don't worry too much about that runner, but pay some attention to him. Get the batter.
Yeah, this is the guy you want. Dennis Walling, the pinch hitter. He's the fella because he's the tying run. That guy down at second base does not mean a thing. Keep an eye on him, but worry about Mr. Walling.
Walling, a left-handed batter, pinch hitting for J.R. Richard. Here's the pitch coming. Swing and a foul, and he went up there pumping. Fouled it back to the screen. Mark Littell is in the bullpen with Darrell Knowles. Walling, W-A-L-L-I-N-G, is 1 out of 5 so far this year with 2 runs batted in. Reitz comes in at third. In front of the base, the pitch is made. It's a ball, and it's 1-1. A leadoff double by Alan Ashby, his first hit. And the 5th for Houston. Martinez brings it in. Walling, the pinch hitter, takes a ball just outside, tailed away from the left-handed batter. He didn't go for it. Walling is from New Jersey. At 251 is a part-time player with Houston last year. Martinez delivers. Swing and a foul on a high pitch, and he hit it back to the screen. 2-2. It's the leadoff man, Terry Poole, on deck. The Cardinals leading 3-1 in the 8th. Well, after being stung as the Redbirds were last night, you get a little itchy and antsy up here. 2-2 the count. Runner at second, nobody out. Tying run at the plate. Strike called on a curveball. He struck him out, and he knew it. Off-speed breaking ball got the pinch hitter. That for Martinez, his second strikeout. He's walked 2 and allowed 5 hits. A big out. Here's Terry Poole, the leadoff man. Martinez doing an excellent job. He's had very few innings under his belt prior to tonight. Only 12 2/3. There's a line drive into left. Mumphrey going back. He's there. Has it. 2 out. Boy, the Poole hits the ball hard every time, it seems, and he's 0 for 4. He's a good-looking hitter, Mike. Puts the bat on the ball, and he's strong.
Yeah, Jack, he's a big guy, a little bigger than you. You might think when you take a look at his home run total as he's played here in the big leagues, but he does exactly that. He puts the ball into play. The ball gets off his bat. He's a line drive type hitter, but he makes contact.
Now the batter is Craig Reynolds, the shortstop. He's 0 for 3 tonight, a left-handed batter. Good runner. The outfield a little bit to the left for him. Reitz continues to play in at third, guarding against the bunt, and Hernandez plays the line at first base, guarding against the extra base hit. A runner at second with 2 out. Cardinals leading by 2, and there's a line drive into the right field corner. That'll make it a 1-run game, and Reynolds goes for second. He'll make it without a play. It's a 3-2 ball game on a couple of doubles here in the 8th inning. Sexton scored on the double by Reynolds. And now it will be Cedeno against Martinez with the tying run at second and 2 out. Reynolds really corked the ball hard into the corner.
Center fielder,
and now another conference on the mound as Cedeno comes up. He is fouled out, walked and doubled. A couple of fellas from the Dominican Republic will battle it out here. Now there have been 6 hits off of the Cardinal pitcher with 2 doubles in this inning. Littell is down in the bullpen. He's had a tender arm. He's warming up along with Darrell Knowles. Tying run at second, 2 out. Cesar Cedeno takes it high. Ball 1. The left-handed batter Cruz is on deck. Martinez has carried the Cardinals into the 8th inning with the lead. And with 2 men out, he brings it in. Cedeno takes the ball inside, ball 2, and Cedeno looks like he's really zeroed in, Mike.
Yeah, he'll be cranking on this pitch here. 2 balls, no strikes. The base open. I think they'll be fairly careful with this guy, and if he loses him, I think they'll bring the left-hander Knowles in to pitch to Cruz.
The pitch coming. A little bit up and in, ball 3. And you can't be too sure that Cedeno won't be swinging here.
I'd say you could be sure that he is swinging.
Martinez almost got out of this frame. I was about to say before Reynolds batted that this might be the ballgame right here. He kept it going with an RBI double. And now 3-0 to Cedeno. Here's the pitch. Ball 4. He walked him. And the lead run is on. Martinez has issued his 3rd walk to go with his 2 strikeouts. And the batter is Jose Cruz with 2 on, 2 out, a left-handed batter. Cruz has doubled, walked, and grounded out.
Jose Cruz.
And Martinez is going to be given the opportunity to pitch out of it. Cruz, the batter, has 18 runs batted in to lead his ball club. The pitch, swing and a base hit to center field. This game is tied. Cedeno stops at second base as the throw comes in. It's a 3-3 ball game as Cruz singled into center field. The Astros, who rallied with 4 in the 9th to win it last night, have scored 2 in the 8th to tie it here, taking J.R. Richard off the hook as a loser, and they could make him a winner. The batter will be Cabell, and Ken Boyer comes out of the dugout.
I'm surprised they let him pitch to him, Jack, because he's their best RBI man, and Knowles, who did an excellent job yesterday, but Kenny Boyer was starting to stay with Martinez. He's pitched a fine ball game, but it looks like that it just went one too far, and that's a shame because Silvio did pitch a fine ball game up to this 8th inning.
Daniel stopped at second base on the play with 2 men out. That's the lead run. Knowles continues to throw, and Martinez leads. Mark Littell will warm up trying to get Enos Cabell out, and the Cardinals are making a pitching change. They have brought in the right-hander, Mark Littell. Tough game for Martinez, and he almost got out of it here, Mike.
Cruz, he's just turned in to be one heck of a ball player. He's hitting .315 at the start of this ball game. He doubled in the 2nd inning and scored. He walked in the 4th, grounded out in the 6th, but he ties it with an RBI single here in the 8th inning. 19 RBIs now in the year for Jose Cruz. He got a ball to his liking, and he really drilled it up the middle. And now, Mark Littell is going to have to put out the fire with 2 on, 2 out. Totals are identical in this game, 3-7-0 for each ball club. Hey, it gets down to your bullpen, Jack, in this game of baseball. When it's all said and done, you look at the guys that do it, that are on top every year. Well, if there's 4 of them that win their division, you can just bet that 3 of them have somebody coming out of that bullpen with 20-plus saves.
This inning started with Alan Ashby, the catcher, a 204 hitter, stroking a double to left. And the pinch hitter, Walling, struck out. Terry Poole lined one into left field for the 2nd out. Reynolds with 2 out, doubled a run home to put the Astros within a run. Cedeno drew a walk, and Cruz slammed the first one into center. And now here's the pitch to Cabell. Swinging a foul, out of play to the right, strike 1. This game's tied 3-3, with the totals identical, 3-7-0 for each club. And J. Rodney Richards could still be the winner if Houston were to score here in this inning and retain the lead. Cedeno's on at second. Most any kind of a hit will get him home. Cruz on at first. Cabell, the batter, he is 1 for 3 tonight. Littell's pitch, swing and a miss, and a good sharp slider, strike 2. Cabell's single in the 2nd was out stealing, lined out to right and lined out to very deep left field, and darn near had a home run. Simmons goes to the mound to talk to his earlier on a strike 2 count. And you could tell, I'm sure, from the crowd reaction that you heard, they didn't agree with the strategy employed in this inning by the Redbirds. 6,349 paid here this evening. Knowles continues to throw in the Cardinal bullpen. Left-hander and a right-hander are cranking it up for Houston. Littell's trying to get Cabell. 2 on, 2 out, and he struck him out on a pitch low and away to retire the side. In the 8th inning for Houston, they scored 2 to tie it. On 3 hits and a walk, they leave 2. They have stranded 5 on the night. How many you have, Bob? 5. Right. And we go into the bottom of the 8th. The Cardinals will send up Hernandez against a new Houston hurler. After 7.5, we're tied 3-3.
It's a Chevy like no Chevy.
We have a new battery for the Houston club. Joaquin Andujar, who relieved here last night, gave a run in the 9th inning. The game ended with a couple of men on base against him. Andujar does the pitching. And Bruce Bochy takes over behind the plate.
Number 13, Bochy.
B-O-C-H-Y, Bruce Bochy. So the Cardinals come to bat in the 8th inning with Hernandez, Simmons, and Hendrick. 3-1 lead has been erased. And it's a 3-3 ball game at this point. Phil Niekro of the Atlanta Braves won his 200th career victory tonight, 5-2 over the Pirates. Atlanta beat the Pirates 5-2 as Montreal knocked off the Dodgers 7-3. Philadelphia was blanked by the Giants 7-0. The Reds are batting in the 9th, trailing the Cubs 5-1, and San Diego and New York is 4-4 after 6. Cleveland a winner over Milwaukee 3-1 tonight. And Toronto's batting in the ninth, and Minnesota is winning again 3-2.
Couldn't happen to a finer guy, Phil Niekro, one of the class people of this game of baseball.
He really is. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. Ball one from Andujar. We'll see Phil Niekro's brother Joe pitching in the day game Thursday at 12:30. It's Denny against Ken Porsche tomorrow, and Vukovic against Joe Niekro Thursday in the finale of the series. Andujar pitches, and Hernandez takes a strike. 1-1. Keith has fallen on lean days. Started at 232 tonight, and he's 0 for 3. Batting left-handed against the right-hander Andujar. In the dirt, squirts away from the catcher. 2 balls and a strike. Andujar is one of the many players from the Dominican Republic on this Houston Ball Club. Andujar, Joaquin Andujar. 5-7 with Houston last year. Injuries had him laid up part of the time. Hernandez is leading off here in the Cardinal 8th inning. Swings and hits it on the ground hard toward right. A diving stop by the second baseman, and out at first on a diving play by Art Howe. Howe really made a play. Took a hit away from Hernandez.
Left his speed as he dived for that baseball, and tell you what, he got himself a nice AstroTurf burn. Knocked the wind out of himself. Now he goes down, and they call time.
I think he might have pulled a groin muscle, Mike, the way he stretched out and the way he came up, or a muscle in his abdomen, and he has called time to be tended to, or at least catch his breath.
Yeah, I think the latter, Jack, he really landed hard as he was stretched out, but that was one of the finer plays we've seen at second base all year. Great play. I think he landed awfully hard and knocked the wind out.
Yeah, he's grinning now. Some of his mates came over to talk to him. Let's pause for identification as Simmons comes up. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
You're listening to KMOX Radio St. Louis, your station for total news, sports, information, entertainment, and service, the total radio voice of St. Louis.
Ed Simmons has had a perfect night. With a walk, a single, a run scored, and a home run, his 5th of the year. He's up there batting left-handed. Andujar has retired the first man with the help of Howe, and strike one called to Simmons. Another pitcher warms up in the Astros bullpen. Simmons swings, hits it up the middle to the pitcher. He grabs it and flips it. 2 out. Andujar snared the ball, hit back to the hill. And the Houston Hurlers taking care of the middle of the batting order.
George Hendrick.
Hendrick is up. George had lined out to center, doubled, and doubled again, driving in a run. Houston will have Bob Watson to lead off their 9th inning, and then the tail end of the batting order. Sidearm to Hendrick, ball 1. Andujar has been a workhorse in the early going for the Astros. This is his 9th game. He is 3-0. And this is his game to win or lose. Hendrick takes a ball outside. J. Rodney Richards still has a perfect record of 4-0, taken off the hook by the Houston 8th inning rally, which produced 2 runs. Cruz very deep in left. Hendrick looks at a strike, a fastball. Andujar ends up in perfect fielding position upon delivering the baseball. Not all pitchers are capable of doing that. Bell guards the line at third as the pitch is made. Sidearm fouled back, 2-2. Andujar is solidly built right-hander. 5'11", 185. Throws hard, his ball runs. And it's his game, 3-3 in the bottom of the 8th. 2 out and nobody on the pitch. Swing and a foul drops at the feet of the umpire. Over at Cincinnati, Suter's trying to save it for Holtzman. 5-1, the Cubs lead. The 2-2 pitch from Andujar to Hendrick is coming, and he chased it on a bad ball way outside, and down on strikes he goes. After 8, we're tied 3-3.
And now, here's to our team. To the guys we love to love and hate to hate. To the speedsters and sluggers. To the hurlers and heroes. To all the Cardinal ball players. This Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you. For being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. For all you do
catches, hotline drives, lumber and lightning. That's Cardinal baseball at its best. So here's to you, Cardinals. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Going to the ninth inning of the game. A good one to win, Bob, and a tough one to lose.
It would be, especially having that 2-run lead and then have that thing vanish from your eyes right before your eyes, really, with 2 runs. In unusual fashion. Similar to last night.
Mark Littell is on the mound. The Astros have Andujar with a record of 3-0, and the Cardinals have Littell, who is 3-1. Littell came on and got the final out of the 8th inning. And here is Bob Watson to lead it off. The Houston first baseman has a hit, 1 out of 3. Power hitter, no home runs for the year. The pitch, swinging a ball hit back off the pitcher's glove to Tyson. He grabs it and throws for the out.
That was a heck of a play. That had base hit written all over it after it came off the glove of the pitcher, Littell. He couldn't handle it. He jumped for it. But Tyson, charging all the way, made the play and got Watson. And only the fact, I guess, Jack, that you had a less than speedy runner coming down the line helped you.
1 out in the Houston ninth, and the batter is Art Howe, who is 0 for 3. Three 7-0 for each club as Howe stands in. Here's the pitch on the way. He takes a strike. Started to go and didn't. Bochy, the catcher, is next in the batting order. Littell gets ahead of this man, brings it in. Art Howe swings and fouls it back, strike 2. Howe used to belong to the Pirates. He's a plugger, not a very graceful ball player, but can be effective. Batted .293 a year ago. He earns everything he gets. This game isn't easy for him. And with 1 out, the pitch is made. Swing and a miss. He struck him out with a slider, and Littell looked sharp. 2 out, 2 strikeouts for Littell. Bochy is the batter, the catcher. Hasn't batted very often this year. 3 out of 17.
Catcher Bruce Bochy.
B-O-C-H-Y. Bochy was born in France, lives in Melbourne, Florida. Here's the pitch. Bochy swings and lofts a high fly ball to right center. Scott is there. Has it? And the Cardinals have a chance to win it in the bottom of the ninth. The hitters will be Scott, Reitz, and Tyson against Andujar. We go into the bottom of the ninth inning, tied 3-3.
It's a Chevy like no Chevy you have ever seen. It's a thoroughly contemporary driving machine. Chevy Citation, a whole new kind of Chevy with the full of front-wheel drive. It's a little Chevy with room for up to 5.
The 1980 Chevy Citation is a whole new kind of compact car with plenty of pep for highway driving. In engineering tests with the available 2.8-liter V6 engine and automatic transmission, Chevy Citation goes from 0 to 50 in 9 seconds flat.
It's the first Chevy of the 80s. The first Chevy of its kind. It's a new Chevy kind of compact. This could be the car you had in mind.
We invite you to take a Citation demonstration drive today.
Chevy Citation.
Well, the Cardinals have won all 4 extra inning games that they have played, but you don't want to go that far, do you, Bob?
I'd rather just get a run here, win it here in the bottom of the ninth inning, send everybody home happy, make a little atonement for last night.
Ernie Hayes entertaining at the organ, and Joaquin Andujar gets ready to pitch to the Cardinals.
Leading off for the Cardinals. Center fielder.
Well, the center fielder, Tony Scott, is the batter. The Cardinals scored a run in the second on Simmons' home run. Got another in the sixth on a base hit by Simmons and a double by Hendrick. And their third run in the seventh inning on a single by Reitz and a three-base hit by Templeton. Houston scored a run in the second inning and then tied the game with 2 in the 8th. Tony Scott takes ball 1. Scott is 0 for 3. Started the night batting .321, and one little run would win it. We're tied 3-3 in the bottom of the ninth. Nobody on or out, and the pitch. Scott swings and lines it right at the second baseman. 1 out. It's going to be one of those nights, huh? 1 out as Scott hit the ball right on the nose. Right at the second baseman. He gets that ball up 5 feet. That's a triple, Mike.
Hey, Jack, he's just been looking good in all aspects of this game from the opening series on. He's looked good in the outfield. He looks good at the plate, running the bases. He's doing it all.
Reitz with 1 out, takes ball 1. Reitz is single this evening, 1 out of 3. Got that hit off J.R. Richard, who will not be involved in the decision, nor will Martinez. Kenny swings and misses a sidearm breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Dane Orge is on deck, ostensibly to bat for Tyson. The 1-1 delivery. Change up and a line foul down past the Houston bullpen. Chases them off the bench out there, 1 and 2. It's a good word, isn't it? Ostensibly?
I guess, used right.
Andujar has retired 4 in a row. And he has Reitz in the hole, 1 and 2. The pitch to Kenny is coming. And it just missed low and away, 2 and 2. Reitz got his first home run of the year last night. And we wait for the 2-2. And with 1 out, here it comes. Sidearm hit back to the pitcher. Andujar has it. Reitz is out. 2 gone. And Dane Orge will bat for Tyson. Here in the ninth. If he does nothing, we'll sail into extra innings. Carbo comes on deck. Holtzman beat Norman at Cincinnati 5-1. The Cubs beat the Reds.
Number 19, Orge. Batting for Tyson. Dane Orge.
Dane Orge is the batter for the Cards. Left-handed batter against the Houston right-hander. Orge has had 9 out of 33. No home runs, 3 RBIs. And he stands in. Knowles is still in the Cardinal bullpen. The pitch is coming to Orge. Strike. A good moving fastball with plenty on it. A called strike 1. Andujar is a handful. His next one. Swing and a high fly ball to center. Will be caught. We're going into extra innings, folks. The ball is hauled in by Cedeno. 6 in a row retired. And after 9, Houston 3, the Cardinals 3.
To every man who works with fire and steel, this Bud's for you.
This Bud's for you, for being on the job and working hard all day. So here's to you. You know it isn't only what you say, it's what you do. This Bud's for you. For you, for all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
Hey, this Bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis.
Cardinals go to the 10th inning. Extra innings for the Redbirds. And good luck in extra inning ball games, but they keep having to play them. Extra innings, the Cardinals are 4-0. So Mark Littell goes back out there. He will be facing the pitcher, Joaquin Andujar. If they elect to go with him, or are they going to go for a pinch hitter? Looks like they're going to go with Jesus Alou as a pinch hitter for Andujar. So Andujar is out of there, and Alou will bat for him. Jesus Alou.
Number 22, Alou. Batting for Andujar.
He's a player coach.
Alou.
But Alou will bat for Andujar, so Andujar did his job while he was in there. Set the Cardinals down in order, 6 straight. Right-handed batter with power. Jesus Salou doesn't have a base hit. He's 0 for 8. Littell brings it, a tap out toward the mound. Grabbed by Littell. Throws to first. They get him. 1 away. Littell threw him an off-speed pitch. Somewhat of a rarity. Mark doesn't throw that many, but he apparently had him sitting on the fastball with that hard slider and got him a bit ahead and got him on a number off the end of the bat. Here comes Terry Poole. He is lined out to right, lined out to left. Seems like he hits the ball hard about every time he comes up there. He's 0 for 4 right now. Reitz moves in on the edge of the grass down at third, inside the bag, near the line. Poole can run, and he takes a pitch low and away. Ball 1. We're in the top of the 10th inning, 3-3. Hits are even up, 7-7. The Cardinals were 6 outs away from a victory and couldn't get it, so now they have to go to extra innings if they're going to get it. Here's an off-speed pitch in for a strike from Mark Littell. Hadn't been used in a couple of days, which gave his arm perhaps a chance to rest a bit. It had gotten a bit tender. 2 innings, no runs, no hits. Didn't walk anybody. Struck out 1. Here's a fly ball to left off the bat of Poole, taken by Mumphrey. 2 down here in the 10th. And again, Mike, he got pretty good wood on the ball, but right at the left fielder.
It's a sharp every time up there. He's a 300 hitter, came in hitting 308. He's hit the ball on and those 3 times tonight, but he's 0 for 5, so that'll put a dent in that 308.
Littell now works to Craig Reynolds, the shortstop. He doubled, scored, and drove in a run in the 8th inning when the Astros came up with 2 runs to tie. The Cubs have won tonight, 5-1 over Cincinnati. Atlanta beat Pittsburgh 5-2, the next opponent for the Redbirds over the weekend. Montreal continued to win, moved into first place as Philly lost. The pitch to Reynolds, low and inside with a breaking pitch for ball 1. So in the Cardinal 10th, they will send up pinch hitter more than likely. Then the top of the order, Templeton and Mumphrey. 1-0 delivery as Reynolds slices one foul off to the left side. Takes a hop and into the seats.
Well, let's get a nice cold Budweiser up here and get this last out and win it in the 10th. How's that, Mr. Storr?
It suits me fine and dandy. Tom Bruno's got to get up and loosen in the Cardinal bullpen. They have Joe Sambito, the very good left-handed reliever, in the Houston bullpen. 1-1 pitch to Reynolds. Ground ball to the right. Grabbed by Hernandez on a great hop off a bad hop. Gives to Littell for the out. What about that?
Bad hop, but he looked like he was just waving a flag at the end of the finish line when he took that glove going up the other way. I'm telling you, that ought to motivate him. Whew.
A great play by Hernandez off a terrible hop that hit the lip of that AstroTurf. Shot up in the air, and he threw a glove up and grabbed it through to Littell, who knew what his job was to get over to that bag. And they go down 1-2-3 as we go to the bottom of the 10th inning, still tied 3-3.
Outstanding play by Keith Hernandez. We've seen some great plays in this game. How the second baseman robbed Hernandez of a base hit earlier in this ball game. Now Keith Hernandez turns the tables and does it back to Houston. Bob Starr will have a full scoreboard show for you when this ball game is over. And Sambito, who's been tough, boy, this Houston club has had some great pitching with their starters and out of the bullpen, Andujar and Sambito, who cranks it up now, has done a fine job, although the Cardinals did put a touch on Sambito last night, and they got a run off of him. Let's see if they can pull it out here. We'll get a pinch hitter. That'll be Tom Grieve to lead it off. Then it'll be Templeton and Brock. Let's see if the Cards can do it in extra innings. In extra innings, they've been playing well so far, Bob, so maybe that's the trick.
Kind of strains your nerves a little bit, but nevertheless, they've won 4 and haven't lost any in extra innings. Tom Grieve will lead it off. He'll be batting for the pitcher, then Templeton and Mumphrey against a very tough left-hander, Joe Sambito. He doesn't seem to overpower you. He just gets you out. Has an earned run average of 1.20. His record is 2-0. He got the win last night. This is his 9th appearance, 14 2/3 innings, 9 hits, and only 2 runs given up during that time. 1 home run. Both runs are earned. He spanned 12. Walked only 4, and one of those was intentional. The kind of guy Sambito is, and he has always been tough on the Redbirds. Tom Grieve will lead it off, batting for Mark Littell, who worked very well tonight. Littell worked 2 1/3. And he set him down in order. Retired 7 straight people. striking out 2, not allowing a hit, and didn't walk anybody. And it looks like Tom Bruno will be the next Cardinal pitcher. Tom Grieve trying to get us started. Right-handed batter with some power. The pitch by Zambito, a swing and a foul back on a high breaking pitch. Grieve's average at 200. Has not hit a home run as yet, but he has home run power. Umpire wants to look at the baseball and changes and gives another one to Zambito. Templeton is on deck. And then Jerry Mumphrey, who is batting in Brock's spot of the lineup. Grieve stands back in. The 0-1 pitch to Tom Grieve. Low with a fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 5th extra inning game of the young season for the Redbirds. Grieve waiting. Zambito gets the sign. The pitch on its way. Outside with a fastball. 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike. 2-1 count on Tom. Trying to get it started. Get on base for Templeton. The pitch to him. Inside with a hard slider. 3-2. He tried to run it in on his fist. Ran it a bit too far inside. It's 3-1.
Mark Littell did a heck of a job.
He did. Nothing doing for him, and Fan, too, while he was in there. 3-1 pitch. Grieve takes it high. Ball 4. And that is the winning run on at first base. Zambito comes in and walks the first man he faces. It's only the 3rd walk issued to the Redbirds tonight. Let's see if we get a runner for Grieve out there. Mike Phillips, perhaps, would be the runner. Who else do they have? It'll be Mike Phillips. So Phillips will run for Grieve. The Cardinals try to win it here. The bottom of the 10th inning, Gary Templeton looks down to Jack Kroll as he stands up. Phillips will run for Grieve. So he did his job. Didn't get a base hit, but he got on base, Mike.
That's what counts. Now the Cardinals have that chance to sacrifice, and they have a good man up there to sacrifice, Gary Templeton, because those infielders have to make up their mind in a big hurry. They don't have the luxury of waiting to see or taking a chance of going to second base because Templeton can fly.
And you're not so sure he's bunting, is he?
The bell, anticipating it, moves in. Phillips with the lead. Templeton standing in for the right. He squares to bunt. Zambito brings it. He fouls it off. One strike on Templeton. Looks down to Jack Kroll. That's a sign. Phillips running for Grieve. Deck is Jerry Mumphrey. Templeton trying to get that winning run down to second base. Throw to first, and Phillips gets back. Zambito doesn't exhibit a tremendously good move. We're in the bottom of the 10th inning, tied 3-3. The winning run on. Nobody out. Joe Zambito, a tough left-hander, working for Houston. Templeton squares again, bunts it foul in the air, back behind home plate, and he's in the hole 0-2. The Cardinals have had difficulty with this. In the last couple of weeks, had difficulty getting the ball down in the dirt from all sides. Pitchers, infielders, outfielders, whoever was called upon to bunt. It's not been easy for them to do. This guy's a tough guy to bunt. His ball moves. So Templeton now, with a no-ball, 2-strike count, stands up and waits for Zambito. Phillips with the lead at first base. Zambito brings it in. And a line drive out of the reach of the second baseman. A base hit. Phillips had to hold up for a minute. He thought Howe was going to make another one of those spectacular catches. Otherwise, he might have been able to do more, but he just had to hold up, Jack.
Really tough base-running play for Phillips. And as it turned out, I think, had the second baseman indeed caught the ball, it would have been a double play because he had Phillips in no man's land, and now the batter is Mumphrey. He was in the game in a similar spot last night. And batting left-handed, he tried to bunt the runner over and bunted into he struck out after failing to sacrifice, and the Cardinals ended up not getting that run. They have a great chance to win it here.
Mumphrey standing in from the right side now. Templeton in the hole, no ball, 2 strikes, and drilled one to right, just out of the reach of Art Howe. He was rather lanky as second baseman go. He's 6'1" or a little bit better. He just about made another spectacular play. But Phillips is at second, Templeton on at first, nobody out. Mumphrey squaring around to try to bunt him over. showing it. Zambito brings it in. He bunts right through the ball. Bochy dropped it. Phillips doesn't try to go to third. Did he foul tip it? He foul tipped it. The umpire makes a call on it. He foul tipped the ball. And Bochy couldn't hang on to it. Well, the Redbirds having trouble getting the sacrifice bunt down in the dirt. A right-hander throwing out in the Houston bullpen. Nobody out. Runners at first and second. The winning run at second base, and that is Mike Phillips. Mumphrey waiting as Zambito gets the sign. He shows the bunt again as he squares. Zambito brings it. He bunts it back to the pitcher. He throws to third. They get the lead runner there. 1-5 on the putout. Now Templeton is at second base. 2 out. Mumphrey bunted it right back to the pitcher, and they got the lead runner at third base. So there's 1 out. And Hernandez is 0 for 4. Hit the ball hard as last time, was robbed by the second baseman Art Howe on a great play. So it's up to Keith to get the base hit. They give him left center. Batting against the left-hander Joe Zambito. Zambito getting the sign from Bruce Bochy. Templeton at second base. Mumphrey on at first. Zambito with the check of runners. The pitch to Hernandez in with a strike, a fastball. He gets ahead of Keith. And that may be the best pitch that he will have to swing at this time at the plate. 1 strike count. Hernandez now calls time. Steps out, gets back in. They play Hernandez to pull. They give him left center.
Well, Keith was right here last night, wasn't he? And he gets another opportunity. Right here. You're lucky in this game when you get one back-to-back. Keith could win it right here.
Zambito with an 0-1 pitch. Hernandez pops it foul. Went for a high breaking pitch. He's in the hole 0-2 off Zambito. Simmons waits on deck. Zambito takes some time, takes a big deep breath. He's in a jam. The winning run's at second base. A speedy man in Templeton. Any kind of a base hit more than likely would get him around. Anything beyond the infield. 0-2 count on Hernandez. Zambito looks and pitches. Strike 3 called. Hernandez punched out on strikes on a low fastball. And now with 2 outs, it is up to Simmons. Ted has had 2 hits and 3 trips. Scored 2 runs. And it's up to Simmons to deliver the key base hit. Tom Bruno. He's been up in the Cardinal bullpen.
Well, you couldn't ask for a better guy. Mr. Simmons tonight has homered, walked, singled, and scored. Tap back to the mound. Your best hitter as far as the Cardinals are concerned. Your cleanup man. Here he is, bottom of the 9th. The winning run down at second base. And this is what the game of baseball is all about. Zambito against Simmons.
2 out. Winning run at second as Zambito stands on to get the sign from Bruce Bochy. Outfield straightaway for Simmons. Zambito with a check of the runner. Templeton at second base. He pitches to Simmons. Inside and low. Ball 1. Most of the other action all finished tonight as we are in extra innings here in St. Louis. Tied 3-3. Bottom of the 10th with 2 outs. Templeton and Mumphrey on base. But Templeton is the key man. He's the winning run. The 1-0 delivery. Simmons chops it foul past third as Zambito got inside on him around the fist. That evens it up at 1-1. Cardinals got a single run in the 2nd. Single runs in the 6th and the 7th. Led 3-1 going into the 8th inning. And Houston came up with 2 to tie. Zambito getting the sign from Bochy. 1 ball, 1 strike count on the Cardinal catcher. Zambito at the belt. And the pitch to Simmons. Popped foul behind home plate, out of play, and he's in the hole. They changed on him a bit, took a little bit off the breaking pitch. And it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Ted Simmons. The on-deck man is George Hendrick. the chances would be rather slim that he would get to bat in this inning. 1-2 count. Zambito concentrating on the job at hand, getting one of the best hitters in baseball. His 1-2 pitch is on its way, and Simmons drills it foul. Ricochets off the side of the stands. Again, he tried to come inside on Ted, and that time he got around on it. But he's still in the hole, a ball and 2 strikes. Art Howe comes in to talk to his pitcher. The winning run. At second base in the first inning, Gary Templeton. Tom Greaves started the inning with a walk. Templeton followed with a base hit. Phillips, the pinch runner, could not advance any farther than second base. Then they tried to sacrifice him over, and Phillips was cut down at third. Mumphrey reaching. Hernandez struck out. And now Simmons with a 1-ball, 2-strike count waits. Zambito brings another one in. Simmons pops it foul out of play. Back behind home plate. Hanging tough. Ted taking a big, deep breath.
This is really a battle here. It's a heck of a battle. Zambito is trying to get Simmons to swing at that ball just out of the strike zone, and Ted doesn't care if it's out of the strike zone. He's already fouled 3 pitches out of the strike zone, 2 inside and that last one out over the plate. He wants to hit right there. We'll see if Zambito will throw him another one just out of the strike zone.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Zambito with a look back at Templeton. He kicks, fires, fouled again. He got a low fastball to hit. He went after it.
Strike, I think. That was a heck of a pitch. A fastball low and away. Tailing. Simmons went out after it. Man, this is a good bat, isn't it? Come on, Ted Simmons.
I would prefer that Mr. Simmons end the battle with a base hit. Solidly hit to somewhere in order to chase Templeton around with a winning run. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Simmons stands back in. Zambito working on the Cardinal catcher. Hendrick looking on from the on-deck circle. Zambito waiting again. Gets the sign. Goes to the belt. The pitch. Simmons pops it foul again out of play off to the left side. That one was not quite as far inside as a couple of the others have been. It was a little high and inside, and Simmons turned on it and fouled it out of play.
Say, this Zambito's made some pitches on Simmons. A lesser man with a stick, I believe, would have been gone by now. He has really made some great pitches. Right, you know, those borderline jobs that you have to swing at.
Simmons standing back in. Zambito gets the sign. He goes to the belt. The 1-2 delivery again. Simmons takes it high, ball 2. He tried to get him to chase a really bad pitch that time, and Ted laid off of it. That evens the count at 2-2. And this 6,000 plus here this evening are enjoying every minute of it and pulling for a Cardinal victory. And Simmons is the man right now who can send them home happy. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on. Zambito with a long look at the signs, wants Bochy to go through him again. Stands back on. Bochy flashing the signs. Zambito gets the one he likes, nods his head, goes to the belt. A look at Templeton. And the pitch to Simmons. Up and in, and he knocked him down. He threw one right up under his chin and almost got him. It is a full count, 3-2, and the runners will go with the pitch.
I don't believe Ted was expecting that pitch. I guarantee you that was a Major League knockdown. 2-2, the game on the line, and Zambito really spun the Cardinal catcher out of there. I mean, that baby was headed right for his old noggin.
3-2, full count. The runners will go with the pitch. Simmons standing back in, levels that bat over the plate. Zambito goes to the belt, and the fans come alive. Zambito brings it, runners go, swing, and a foul right at the plate.
Another tough pitch, boy. A good fastball right in on Simmons' hand. What a battle.
I haven't counted the pitches, but Simmons has fouled
that's
off
5. I know at least 5.
Runners return. Zambito gets back on top. Simmons waiting again, levels the bat as Zambito gets the sign. He goes to the belt. 3-2. The runners go. The pitch. Fouled back again by Simmons. A low fastball away from him.
And Zambito, as he came off the hill that time and he saw that foul go back to the screen, just shook his head. My goodness, what a battle. Man, this is great.
I tell you, he thought he had him on that one, I think. He ran the ball away from him. Simmons stayed with it, just got a piece of it.
Well, I tell you, very few are able to experience what these two, Sambito and Simmons, are going through right now, and it's one of the greatest.
2 out, 2 on, 3-2 pitch on its way as Sambito kicks and fires. Outside, ball 4, he walked it.
All right.
Simmons is really mad. He fired his bat away, moved that thing halfway to the dugout. The bases are loaded with 2 out, and the batter is George Henry.
I'll tell you, well, I want to clap for that one. What a battle, those two guys. And I think Sambito did what he wanted to do originally. Pitch around it. He wasn't going to give him anything to hit, although he did have one pretty good pitch to hit a breaking ball. He had a good rip.
Is George Henry. He has doubled twice tonight. He's 2 for 4. He's driven in a run.
And that was like the 15th round of a championship fight, wasn't it?
So George has to battle Sambito. Templeton is at third, Mumphrey at second, Simmons at first, but the one at third is all that matters. The pitch to Hendrick, a strike called over the inside corner. He gets ahead of George. Hendrick levels that bat as Sambito works off the full line with the bases loaded. Glances over at Templeton. Templeton bluffing now. Sambito kicks and fires, and it's pop foul out of play by Hendrick. And he's in the hole 0-2. And Sambito at this point much in command. Simmons fouled off a half a dozen or more pitches and finally wound up walking. And he didn't want to do that. He wanted to drive in that run. He was irritated that he was walked. Sambito getting the sign from Bochy. No balls, 2 strikes. Templeton bluffs off third. The pitch to Hendrick. Up and in. He almost hit him. Almost hit him.
Great job by the catcher to prevent the wild pitch. That ball was about 3 feet inside, and Bochy just got the webbing of his catcher's mitt on it to save the game for Houston.
George just about got hit. That would have forced in the winning run. But he got out of the way. It's a ball and 2 strikes now as Bochy had gone out to talk to his pitcher.
How about Templeton stealing home?
That suits me just fine.
With 2 strikes, it's a good way to for the emergency room.
Here's the 1-2 delivery. Low with the ball. It's 2-2. Henry laid off a low breaking pitch. I tell you, the fans are getting a big kick out of this. Sambito gets back on top. George Hendrick waiting. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases loaded, bottom of the 10th inning. The pitch. Hendrick fouls one away. He's trying to stay alive, doing a good job of it. George stands back in. Everybody just looking on. Nobody throwing in the Cardinal bullpen. Bruno's already finished. Come into the dugout. Houston bullpen inactive. They're just looking on. Sambito and Hendrick are the men of the hour right now. Sambito with a glance over to Templeton now. He's ready to work again. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Hendrick. Pop fly into short left center. Coming over, it is Cedeno, and he makes the catch, and the inning is over. Cedeno cut in front of Cruz, and the Cardinals strand 3, and the winning run 90 feet away. No runs, 1 hit. The bases loaded. They leave 3-8. They have stranded. We go to the 11th. It is tied 3-3.
It's a Chevy like no Chevy you have ever seen. It's a thoroughly contemporary driving machine. Chevy Citation, a whole new kind of Chevy with a full of front-wheel drive. Big little Chevy with room for up to 5.
Introducing Citation, the first Chevy of the 80s, and the first front-wheel drive with Chevy behind it. With 65% of its weight over the driving wheels, Citation gives you good traction on wet roads, snow, and mud. Plus, a sideways-mounted engine that gives you added passenger room.
It's the first Chevy of the 80s. The first Chevy of its kind. It's a new Chevy kind of compact. This could be the car you had in mind.
Test drive the 1980 Citation at your Chevy dealers now.
Chevy Citation.
KMOX St. Louis.
We go to the 11th inning. 3-7-0 Houston, 3-8-0 for the Cardinals, and Tom Bruno treated roughly by the Astros last night to the point where he was the losing hurler. to do the hurling for the Cardinals with his record of 1-1. He follows Martinez and Littell to the mound, and he faces the big hitters for the Astros, Cedeno, Cruz, and Cabell. If anybody gets on, it'll be Watson. Swisher is the new catcher. Bruno bats in the number 4 spot, and Swisher bats number 9 for the Cardinals. So a new battery of Bruno and Swisher in the 11th inning of this game, which was tied by the Astros when they scored 2 in the 8th, erasing the Cardinal lead. In extra innings, both of these clubs are undefeated, each with a record of 4-0. Cedeno has walked twice and doubled. He is 1 out of 2.
We won't be able to say that after tonight, will we?
Nope.
Unless the lights go out.
Bruno's first pitch of this game in the 11th inning is outside, ball 1. The Cardinals and the Astros meeting for the second time. Houston won it last night, 6-5. We're tied this evening, 3-3. And another one to Cesar Cedeno. A low, ball 2. Cedeno to be followed by Cruz and Cabell. Cruz, with 2 out in the 8th inning, drove in the tying run. 2 balls, no strikes. Tom Bruno on the mound, appearing for the 10th time. His pitch, low, ball 3. Bruno's 10th appearance. 9 for Schultz, 9 for Littell now. And 3-0 on the leadoff man. Swisher smooths the dirt around the catcher's box. We are in extra innings. We're in the 11th. Cardinals put their first 2 men on in the 10th and couldn't move them around. Here it comes. Cedeno's takes ball 4 and walks. A leadoff walk, and Cedeno's on base for the 4th time, and you've got to watch him, of course, with his great base-stealing ability. Cedeno's swiped 9 so far this year. Cruz, the batter. He has doubled, scored, walked, singled, driven in a run. So he's been a big part of this ball game. He's 1 out of 3. A left-handed batter against Tom Bruno. The outfielder's deep to the right. A lead by Cedeno. And Bruno pitches. The runner goes, and he is safe at second base. No tag by Temple. He got such a big jump, Swisher had no chance. Mike, you've got to throw over there.
Not even close. He was leaning in. He swiped that base easily. Hey, Jack, as you look at the Cardinal roster compared to the Houston roster, we have 9 pitchers. They have 11. And it seems to me that the way these ball games have been going, close ball games, extra inning ball games, Cardinals may be thinking about adding another pitcher somewhere along the line.
Now the catcher goes out to talk to Bruno, and the Astros have the lead run at second base and nobody out. Cardinals use Martinez, Littell, and now Bruno. Littell was perfect in 2 1/3 innings. Cruz, the batter. Ball 1 the count. Bruno has yet to throw a strike. Here it comes, and it's a ball outside, ball 2. Cabell is on deck. The Astros rolling along, leading their division. And a chance to increase it over Cincinnati. A lead by the runner at second. The pitch. Cruz swings and taps it to the right side. Cedeno goes to third. The pitcher fields it and throws. Cruz out at first. Runner at third, 1 out, and Cabell is up. Well, they've made it look easy so far, chasing that runner around to the hot corner. A walk, a stolen base, and an infield out. And the batter is Cabell. He is singled, 1 out of 4. Houston has a record of 15-6, and if they win here tonight, they'll be 5 ahead of Cincinnati and 7.5 ahead of the Reds. San Francisco will move into third, but they'll be 7 out. Bruno will work off the stretch. The infield comes in, and Bruno battles Cabell, who started Tom's downfall last night. Here's the first pitch coming. Cabell takes the ball low outside. Cedeno retreated to third base as Swisher corralled that pitch low and away. Rafael Landesteroy, an infielder, goes down to the bullpen to loosen up for the visitors. Bruno's next pitch to Enos Cabell is on the way. Ball in the dirt, ball 2. Of the 8 pitches Bruno has thrown, only 1 was in the strike zone, and Cruz tapped out on that one. Cabell wants at least the fly ball. The Cardinal infielders, Reach, Templeton, Oberkfell, and Hernandez are playing in. Hopeful of a play at the plate. The pitch coming. Cabell swings, hits it to short. The runner trying to score. And the throw, he is safe. On a bad throw by Templeton to the plate. Swisher made every effort that he could, and Cedeno, who should have been out, scores to put Houston on top 4-3.
It'll be a fielder's choice, an RBI, but Houston really pushed on the play. A hard hit ball to the shortstop. Templeton drawn in, and they forced the play, Jack. Offensive base running. Throw was a little off, and that's all it took.
Throw was way off, and Swisher made an excellent play to catch the ball and tried to contort his body to tag the runner and just missed him. And Houston has taken the lead 4-3, and what an inning this has been. Now Cabell is a threat to steal. There he goes. The pitch is low, the throw by Swisher, and he is safe at second base.
They haven't had a base hit in this inning.
The ball hasn't been out of the infield, Mike.
A walk, a stolen base, a little tap out, a ground ball, and now a stolen base. Ball hasn't been hit further than 40 feet.
For Cabell, that was his 10th stolen base of the year. Earlier, Cedeno swiped his 4th. And now they're going to walk Bob Watson. Houston will end up, in a moment here, having scored a run, having put 2 men on, with 1 man out. And the intentional walk, Bruno almost threw the pitch away. And the ball hasn't been out of the infield. You know what Templeton did, Mike? He hurried his throw?
Yeah, he hurried. He had to hurry. He got a good jump, Cedeno did, off of third. And Gary just hurried his throw a little bit, and by hurrying it, he didn't follow through. When you hurry it, you leave it out a little bit, and that's what happened. It was off to the third base side. Landesteroy comes in. He runs for Watson, puts the double play in order.
Landesteroy, the runner, he's at first base. Cabell is at second, and Art Howe is the batter. The Cardinals in the 11th inning will have Tony Scott to lead it off, and there'll be at least 1 run down. 4-3 Houston here in the 11th. 2 on and 1 out. Bell takes his lead at second. The pitch to Howe. Ball 1, low outside. Darrell Knowles gets on his feet in the bullpen. Let me see. There have been 4, 8, 10, 12, 13 pitches made to the plate, and only 1 in the strike zone by Bruno. Or 2 in the strike zone. Here's the next pitch. On the way to Art Howe with 2 men on base. A high fly ball to center. Tony Scott gets under it. The runners do not tag. There's the catch for the out. Howe flied to center. And Bruce Bochy, the catcher, comes up. Bruno tries to keep it a 1-run ball game. Bochy has batted 1 time in this game, flied out. Houston leading 4-3, and Joe Sambito will try to get the Cardinals out and be a winner in the 11th inning. Two on, 2 out. And the first pitch is on the way. Bochy takes it a little bit high. Ball 1. Two on, 2 out. Cabell and Landesteroy, 2 very speedy runners, are on base. Bochy, a right-handed batter, swings and pops it foul, backing out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 on, 2 out, a run home, a leadoff walk in the inning. 2 walks in the inning, a fielder's choice, 2 stolen bases. 1-1 to the batter. from the belt. The Cardinal right-hander delivers, and Bochy takes a strike call in the outside corner. He complains to it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Outfield straight away as Bochy waits. Here it comes, and a swing and a ground ball, base hit into left. Cabell will try to score. The throw home by Mumphrey, and we have another run across for Houston. It's 5-3. Here's Bochy. Singles to drive in a run. Cabell scored. Mumphrey's throw was way late, and Houston has a 5-3 lead. The batter is their pitcher, Joe Sambito. He's 0 for 1 with the bat. Now the hits are even at 8 apiece. Houston has the lead 5-3. Zambito throws left, bats left. Some of the faint of heart head for home, thinking the Cardinals will fail to rally. We'll see about that. Now Landeskog is on at second, with Bochy at first, and ball 1 is low to the hitter. Houston batting in the 11th. They chased home 2, and they lead 5-3. The next pitch is on the way. Sambito swings and misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Knowles, who's been warming up all night in the bullpen, is still doing so. Sambito could add to his own lead. Swings and fouls it. Houston has quite a few pitchers with undefeated records. Andujar, who worked here tonight, is 3-0. Forsch, who's pitching tomorrow, 3-0. Rosselli is 1-0. Richard is 4-0, and his record will stay that way. He started tonight, and Sambito is 2-0. While Houston has lost only 6 games all year. Bruno trying to get out of this 11th inning. Here it comes, and it's a ball, 2-2. 2 on, 2 out. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 runs home. Houston leading by 2. The Mets game is about to end. They trail in the 9th, 10-4 at home against San Diego. Another pitch coming, and it's high, ball 3. San Diego defeated the Mets, so all of the other baseball is over in the National League. Here the runners will go with this next pitch. Sambito waits. The runners go, and a line drive into the right field corner. Fair ball, extra base hit, bounces over the fence, and a run scores, and that makes it 6-3. Sambito blasted one into the corner for an RBI double. That scored Landeskog. Brings Boyer out of the dugout, brings Knowles in from the bullpen to pitch to the left-handed batter, Terry Poole. Houston scored 4 in the 9th last night. They've scored 3 in the 11th here. And Bruno will leave in favor of Darrell Knowles. Couldn't argue with it. Double, could you, Mike?
No, he ripped it into the corner. They have some pretty good hitting pitchers on this ball club, and Sambito is one of them. He battled back 2-2, then he ripped it into the corner. Kenny Boyer comes out and brings in Darrell Knowles now, and Bruno's had a tough 2 days here against the Houston club. They're hot, Houston, and they've been battling. They won a heck of a big ball game here last night, and they come back here and do the same thing this evening.
Big play, Mike, on that play at the plate. Templeton, as you say, had to hurry, had to make the play in a hurry, but he sure had plenty of time to throw the bat and the runner out at the plate.
Well, he had the time, Jack. They've just been aggressive on the bases. Then, on the other hand, you go back to last night's ball game, the Cardinals passed up an opportunity to be aggressive on the bases. They did it here tonight in the 4th inning with Simmons on at third base. I don't know why Chet didn't go, what the reason is. I'm sure there is a reason, but with a fly ball in the center field, even though Cedeno's a good one and it was in medium center, the Cardinals elected not to force the issue on the bases. And say, this game of baseball, when it comes to base running, you don't hear much about it. You don't hear much talk about it. But when you look at Houston tonight, they forced the issue. They've stolen bases. And when you're playing like they are and you have the momentum, well, you just let things fly, and that's what they've done.
Runners on at second and third, 2 out. Terry Poole is up, the leadoff man. He's 0 for 5. Swings and misses. The Darrell Knowles breaking ball, strike 1. Knowles, the fourth pitcher of the night for the Cardinals. After Bruno pitched 2/3 of an inning, he's been charged with 3 runs and 2 hits. He leaves 2 men on base. Here's the pitch, and a swing and a ground ball to the second baseman, Oberkfell, makes a tough play and throws him out. The inning is over. To finish the line on Bruno, he pitched 2/3 of an inning. He allowed 3 runs on 2 hits. He struck out none, and he walked 2, one intentionally, and a walk started all of that damage. Houston in the 11th inning scored 3 times on only 2 hits. It was a fielder's choice, a couple of walks. They left 2. They've stranded 7. And the Cardinals come to bat in the bottom of the 11th inning, trailing by the score of 6-3.
Houston makes a couple of changes. Landis-Stoy, who came in to run for Bob Watson, stays in the ball game. He'll play second base. Art Howell moves from second to third. Enos Cavell moves from third over to first, so they have an infield now of Howe at third. Reynolds the shortstop. Landis-Stoy the second baseman. Enos Cavell over at first. Still have the same battery and the same outfield of Cruz, Cedeno, and Poole. Zambito and Bochy. We'll pause for identification before the Cardinals try to come back once again here in the 11th inning. Houston leads it 6-3, and this is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
No, Zambito, 2-0, tries to close it out here. Houston leading 6-3. The Cardinals need 2 runners to have a chance, and Tony Scott leads it off in the bottom of the 11th. Ball 1 is high. Cardinals put the first 2 men on in the 10th inning. With 2 out, they had the bases loaded and couldn't get what they needed. And Houston quickly posted 3, and they lead. Scott takes a strike at the letters. 1-1. Borderline pitch. Scott leading off. And Kenny reaches on deck. Here is the pitch. That's high, ball 2. Well, if it turns out to be a Houston win, it'll be 2 tough nights in a row. Scott swings and doesn't get it, 2-2. And Bob, it'll be 3 tough defeats since Friday night.
Exactly right. The Friday night defeat against Cincinnati, and then the first 2 here, if indeed they do lose this one here. Scott leads late all 3 times, Jack.
Scott trying to get on here. 2-2. Swinging a foul. Keeps him at the plate. All of the other National League's baseball is over. 3 finals are posted in the American League, so Bob Starr will have plenty of baseball to tell you about. We can tell you about the National League standings. Montreal leads Philadelphia by a game. The Cubs will move ahead of the Cardinals if the Cardinals lose. Scott leading off. Swings, chops it to the left side. He might beat it out. The throw down to first base is too late. There's a hit. Scott gets his first of the night. Enos Cavell has gone from third to first. Howe has gone from second to third. Rafael Landis-Stoy, a pinch runner in the last half inning, is at second base.
Third baseman again, Reitz.
Batter is Reitz. Cardinals still need another runner. Oberkfell will bat next. Cardinals still have some people on the bench to swing the bat. A leadoff hit by Tony Scott. The Houston bullpen is not in action at the moment. The pitch to Reitz. Strike called. A breaking ball got in. Strike 1. Ricci has a hit tonight, 1 out of 4. Now the hits are even in the game at 9 apiece, but not in the run department. Houston leads 6-3. Perhaps the Cardinals can turn the tables here. Reitz takes the ball. The White Sox are going down to defeat. They're batting in the 9th, trailing 5-1 against Detroit. Kenny Reitz trying to get on any old way. Takes ball 2, and Zambito is not the picture of perfection here. He gave a base hit and 2 walks in the 10th, but got out of it. 6,349 paid here tonight. Rizzi swings and doesn't get it. 2-2. Leadoff hit by Tony Scott. He leads the club in hits with a total of 28. The outfield to the left playing reach to pull. The 2-2 offering is on the way. Ball 3. Outside. This one's not over yet. Houston leading 6-3 in the 11th. 1 on, nobody out. 3-2 on Reitz. And the pitch coming. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Got it by him. Second strikeout for the Houston lefty. And Ken Oberkfell is up. Swisher moves on deck. Let's see if Obi can get on base and add to the excitement here. He's had 5 out of 15. And he'll bat against the left-hander, Sambito. Kenny hasn't batted against southpaws very often this year. Although he did quite a bit in spring training. They left him in there frequently. He wants to get on somehow and give the Cardinals a chance to tie it. The pitch. High, ball 1. Sambito wanted to know what the problem was with the pitch. High, says the umpire. 6-3 Houston in the 11th. And here it comes. That's high again. That's ball 2. And Sambito puts his hands on his knees and indicates to the umpire he didn't agree with him. Ball 2. And another coming. Inside, ball 3. Art Howe, the third baseman, hollers some encouragement to his hurler. Buddy Schultz starts to warm up in the Cardinal bullpen. Strike call. This one just got into the strike zone. 3-1. Oberkfell was taking, and he took a strike. It's 3-1. Runner at first, Scott, 1 out. Next pitch. High, he walked him, and the tying run comes to the plate. It's the third walk by Sambito. Now they go to work in the Houston bullpen. Swisher's the batter. He finds himself up in a key spot. I guess for the first time this year, really. He's 0 for 3 with the bat.
I think you're right, Jack. I can't recall in previous games that he's been in a situation like this.
Swisher, the batter. I suppose Roger Freed, who will be swinging a bat down there in the dugout. Tying run is at the plate for the Cardinals, who trail 6-3 here in the 11th. Scott at second. Oberkfell at first. The pitch to Swisher. Ball 1. Left-hander Rosselli is joined by a right-hander. Bo McLaughlin down in the Houston bullpen. Third baseman guards the line as the pitch is made to the plate, and Steve Swisher takes a strike call in the outside corner. He says to the umpire that was outside. 1-1. Swisher's come to be a better hitter as of late. He really bombed some balls out of the ballpark in batting practice.
How about a 3-run homer?
One of those would look good right now. 2 on and 1 out. Here's the pitch coming. Inside, ball 2. Houston is leading 6-3 in the bottom of the 11th. They tied it in the 8th. Took the lead here in the top of the 11th inning with 3. The last one driven in by the pitcher, Sambito. Swisher had 1 home run last year in 48 games. The 2-1 pitch coming. Swing and a foul out of play. 2-2. Templeton is on deck.
Key man here. Swisher can keep it going. Then you get to the top of that lineup.
It's Templeton and then Mumphrey. 2 on and 1 out. 2-2 to Swisher. Cardinals need 3 runs, and the tying run is at the plate. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Swing and a foul out of play to the right. You have to play for a while in professional baseball and in the big leagues in particular before you get used to these pressure situations. A lot of guys get up there with their knees wobbling and their eyes watering.
And sweating.
And sweating, and it's tough to hit that old pelota.
Take your shoes off and about 2 ounces of water runs out.
2-2 to Steve Swisher, trying for his first hit of the year. This would be a great moment for it. And the plate umpire has run out of baseballs.
Well, Bob Starr will have quite a few finals for you on the scoreboard.
3 in the American already, one of them about to end, and 5 other finals in the National League. Scott's on at second base. Oberkfell is on at first. Single and a walk put them there. Swisher went to the on-deck circle, comes back up with a 2-2 count. Joe Sambito, the left-hander, who is on the ropes here, gets ready to work. He brings it in to Steve Swisher, and it's ball 3. 3-2. Sambito has walked 3 men in less than 2 innings. Has a 3-2 count on Swisher. The runners are not going, and ball 4.
Good job by Swisher. He hasn't been to the plate very many times this year, although I will say that Kenny Boyer has given him an opportunity to be used in a couple of ball games when we've been way ahead or way behind. Boy, that is very important. But Swisher did a heck of a job up there in a key situation. He's been to the plate only 3 times this year, Jack, and against a tough left-hander in a difficult spot, he coaxed him into a walk on some tough pitches.
That loads the bases. The Cardinals, who had the bases loaded in the last inning, have the bases loaded here in the 11th with 1 out. Trailing 6-3, the tying runs are on. Mel Wright, the pitching coach of the Astros, has gone out to the mound. Zambito's going to stay in and pitch to Templeton, who has had a single and a triple, driven in a run, 2 out of 5, hitting over 300.
We got a ball game here, don't we?
We do. Houston scored 3 in the 11th. The Cardinals are trying to battle back. Have the bases loaded, 1 out, and Templeton up. Infielders are back. The outfield around to the left. Templeton, no home runs for the year. A home run would win it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul, trying to go to right. Strike 1. And Sambito, who has walked 2 in this inning after walking 2 in the 10th, is ahead of the batter. Templeton had 2 home runs last year. Another pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss at a bad ball high. Strike 2.
He was cranked up for that number 1, Jack. He really went out after it. It was out of the strike zone, but boy, he had some rip.
Mumphrey's on deck for the Cardinals. Sambito quickly ahead of Templeton. No balls, 2 strikes. And he pitches. Swing and a foul back here. He really waited for that one, hammered at it, tried to go up the middle with it, fouled it back. Jack Kroll coaching at third, hollering encouragement into the young Cardinal infielder, Gary Templeton, who's batting right-handed now against the Houston lefty. Scott Oberkfell and Swisher running the bases, Swisher carrying the tying run. The next pitch. Coming, Templeton. Swings and strikes out on a bad ball high. So there have been 2 walks, 2 strikeouts in the inning, and here comes Roger Freed off the bench to bat for Mumphrey.
If they switch Houston, then we have Carbo, and that'll be it for the Cardinals. They will have exhausted their bench. And we'll see how Bill Verdon wants to play it. Bases loaded. 2 out. Trailing by 3, bottom of the 9th, a grand slam. Let's come to your mind.
Roger Freed is up. He's 0 for 5 on the year. No hits, no runs batted in. Walked once, struck out once. And the Houston pitcher gets some advice about pitching to the Cardinal benchman, Roger Freed. He had a situation like this against the Dodgers, didn't he, a couple of years ago? And he did.
Charlie Huff, the knuckleballer, threw Roger a heck of a knuckleball, low and away, and Roger hit it into the bleachers, and that's when Roger got his fan club.
Bases are loaded with 2 out, bottom of the 11th. Houston leading 6-3. Freed the batter. Hernandez on deck. Joe Sambito, a left-hander, is on the mound for Houston. He's walked 2, fanned 2 in the inning. After a leadoff single by Scott. Here's the pitch to Roger Freed. Strike called, a breaking ball, and he got it in there.
Good pitch. Boy, he threw it outside and it cut across the back half of the plate. Heck of a delivery by Sambito.
So he's ahead of Freed. Third baseman guards the line. The outfield deep to the left, the pitch. Ball just inside. 1 ball, 1 strike, a breaking ball. 1-1 to Roger Freed. He could turn it around and win it with 1 swing. With 1 more out, Houston wins. The 1-1 delivery. Coming. High ball 2. The on-deck hitter, Hernandez. This is when Freed is dangerous, when you're behind on the count to him and have to come to him. It is Scott over Cullen Swisher running the bases. Swisher's at first, carrying the tying run. Here is the pitch to Roger Freed. Swing and a miss, and he didn't get a good cut at that one as he kept the ball away from him. 2-2. He's made some good pitches to him, Mike.
Yeah, he sure has, Jack, especially that first one. That slider, that was a heck of a pitch.
2-2 the count. Base hit loaded, 2 out. Time called. Sam Vito and the Astros are 1 out away from a victory. And the pitch is on the way. Freed swings and fouls it out of play. Just trying to make contact. He hasn't had a good cut at this pitcher. Still 2-2. Cardinals had a chance to win it. In the 10th inning, they needed the base hit. Didn't get it. Have left 8 in the game and have the bases loaded here. Joe Sambito, with the bases loaded behind him, goes to work. His 2-2 pitch. Freed takes it high, ball 3. Well, there have been a lot of pitches in this game, a lot of battles in this game. 3-2, and the runners will all go, and that helps the Cardinals if Freed can get an extra base hit.
Swisher will be off and running. Watch the pickoff play.
From the stretch position, the runners are going. The pitch is swung on and along with the left field. Way down. It's going to be a grand slam, and the Cardinals have won the game 7-6. Do you believe it? Do you believe it? On a home run by Roger Freed, his first hit of the year, and a Cardinal victory, 7-6. I know you don't believe me, but that's the way it happened. Look at that bubble.
Hello, GFT. The Cardinals win it 7-6 on a 2-out grand slam home run by Roger Freed in a pinch hitting role in the bottom of the 11th inning and beat the Houston Astros 7-6. How about that? For the Cardinals, 7 runs, 10 hits, no errors. For Houston, 6 runs, 9 hits, and no errors, and it looked like they were just 1 out away from doing 1 strike away from doing what they had done to the Cardinals last night. Roger had fouled off a couple. He had been very patient at the plate. And he leveled on a Sambito fastball and hit it over the 386 mark into the left field bleachers. And the Cardinals, with the bases loaded home run, have beaten the Houston Astros 7-6. The losing pitcher, Joe Sambito, his first loss of the year. He's 2-1. The winning pitcher, Darrell Knowles. And he is now 1-0 on the year. And what a beautiful blast by the rather abundant Roger Freed, but nevertheless, it was his first hit of the year. He was sent up there to get a base hit and keep the inning alive after Sambito had gotten himself into trouble with a base hit and a couple of walks. And Roger delivered with 2 strikes on him. He pummeled one out of here for a grand slam home run to give the Cardinals a 7-6 win and set it up for Game 3 of the 3-game series tomorrow, as Ken Forsch will be working against John Denny in tomorrow night's game. The dugout time is 7:20. Well, I applaud the man. It's a tough enough role to go up there and get a base hit with nobody on. But to go up there with the bases loaded and your club down by 3 runs of tying and need 4 to win, and to stroke one out of here under the pressure, facing a good left-hander in Joe Sambito, and we know what he has done to the Cardinals in the past. He got the win last night, as a matter of fact. But Roger teed off on one and hit it into the left center field bleachers to give the Cardinals a 7-6 win. And it was a happy bench. They all came out, smothered him at home plate, and were just shy of lifting him on their shoulders and carrying him off. So, the broadcast has been authorized and the broadcasting rights granted by the St. Louis National Baseball Club solely for the entertainment of our listening audience. Any publication, rebroadcast, or other use of the description and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the St. Louis National Baseball Club Incorporated is prohibited. Well, the outlook was extremely dark for the Mudville 9 that day until Roger Freed came to the plate with the bases loaded. The big boy hit one out of there. So, stay tuned for the star of the game. I couldn't guess who Jack will have on, and we'll follow it with the scoreboard program to follow that, and hope you'll join us tomorrow night when John Denny will hook up against Ken Porsche, the brother of Bob Porsche of the no-hit pitcher of the Houston Astros in the third game of this 4-game series. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Join us tomorrow night. For Jack, for Mike, for Tom Barton, this is Bob Starr saying so long for just a while.
St. Louis Cardinals baseball has been brought to you by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, brewers of Budweiser, Michelob, Michelob Light, Busch, and Natural Light. Today's action has been brought to you by Budweiser. For all you do, this Bud's for you. And by Chevrolet and your neighborhood Chevrolet dealer, inviting you to test drive the first Chevy of the 80s, Citation. And by Texaco, makers of Haviland Motor Oil and other top-quality automotive products. This broadcast has been brought to you through the facilities of KMOX and Sports Network. Jack Buck, Bob Starr, and Mike Shannon are employed by Anheuser-Busch Incorporated. This is the Cardinals Baseball Network.
Colorful, elegant, informative, lavish, practical. The new monthly magazine, St. Louis Home and Garden. Decorating, gardening, remodeling, landscaping, cooking, arts and crafts. Exclusively about St. Louis, both in Missouri and Illinois. Hello, this is Pat Ball announcing that our city now has an exciting new magazine, St. Louis Home and Garden, written and photographed here with the look and quality of a national magazine. Order a $12 yearly subscription 24 hours a day by calling 862-6100. Put it on Master Charge, Visa, or Shopper's Charge. This impressive new magazine reflects our city's love affair with tasteful decorating and beautiful gardening. It's available on the newsstands of most fine food, book, and drug stores, including Schnucks, National, Straub's, Dearberg's, The Library Limited, and World News. Start your love affair with St. Louis Home and Garden magazine today. The number's 862-6100.
If your roof is in need of repair, remember Schaefer Roofing at 2929 Missouri. They've been serving St. Louis and surrounding counties since 1948, and they really specialize in gravel and asphalt built-up roofs, slate tile and shingle roofs. They also do a great job on waterproofing. Remember Schaefer Roofing. Been in business since 1948, doing quality service to St. Louis and surrounding counties. They're at 2929 Missouri. Number to call is 771-2862. Schaefer Roofing, 771-2862.
Clear skies in St. Louis. Right now we have 60 degrees, and stay tuned for Star of the Game. Sponsored tonight by the Bank of Belleville and by Joseph H. Vatterott Holiday Inns. Now from Busch Stadium once again with Star of the Game, here's Jack Buck.
6-5 last night, 7-6 tonight on a grand slam home run by Roger Freed. Bases loaded, 2 out, 3-2 count, bottom of the 11th. His first hit of the year. First runs batted in of the year, and what a scene you created here, Mr. Freed. Congratulations.
Well, thank you, Jack. It's a great feeling to be able to go up there in that situation and try to win a ball game. I was a little bit nervous. My legs were shaking just a little bit because I hadn't been up at the plate for a while, and you know, it's been a little tough for me here in the early going. I should have been 1 for 5 as a pinch hitter instead of 0 for 5 because the umpire took a double away from me. I hit down the left field line, but I'm not letting that bother me. I just feel like that I'd like to, you know, get up to the plate and swing the bat some more and maybe have a really good year like I have in the last 2 years.
Roger Freed came off the bench batting for Jerry Mumphrey, and I'm sure you could sort of see that situation shaping up, Roger. You always do. I'm certain. Look ahead to see when you possibly will be into the game.
Well, that's right, Jack. I was ready from about the 4th, 5th inning on. I kept going in and trying to stay loose.
It looked like one of those games, didn't it?
Well, yeah, I knew that if he was going to call on a right-hand pinch hitter that, you know, I had a good chance to go to the plate. And I was just trying to be patient. And finally the situation came up. It was really dramatic that it happened to come up like it did.
He made some pitches to you. Mike and I remarked up there, those 2 strikes that he got into you were very, very good pitches.
Well, yes, he's a very good pitcher. I knew that when I went up to the plate, I didn't realize it exactly right off the first pitch. He was throwing his fastball away, started me off away, and I said, well, you know, he's going to probably go away with me with his hard stuff and keep it away from me so I can't take him out of the park. He threw me one slider that broke in on me for a ball. I think he was just trying to get it in on my hands, and then every other pitch was fastballs away. And after he got 2 strikes on me, I said, well, I just know he's going to try to hit, go to the outside corner with his hard stuff and just try to make a good pitch
because he wants to be careful. I fouled one off.
Just barely got a piece of that when the game almost ended right there.
Right, I fouled it off to the right side, and then I knew then he was going to still stay away with me, and I said, well, if he does throw the fastball out there, I'm going to go out and try to get it. And he did throw it out there, and he got more of the plate, I think, than he wanted to, and I went out and hit it good.
Did you know it was going to go?
Well, I knew I hit it really, really hard, but I know how hard this ballpark is to hit home runs in, and especially when you hit it to the 386 mark, and I did hit it kind of on a line. And I didn't know if it was going to carry or not when I first hit it, but then when I saw Cruz go back to the wall and look up, I knew it was out of the park.
Yeah, I concur with you. When you hit it, I knew you hit it well, but I didn't know how far it was going to go, and it seemed to have a little booster in it and took off.
Right, I did hit it very hard, but I didn't know if it was going to, like you said, I know it was going to carry for sure. But when I saw Cheo looking up, I knew right then and there it went out of the park.
You got mobbed at the plate, didn't you? They beat you up.
It was a great feeling. Let me tell you, I'd like to have that happen 10 more times this year. I'll take all the mobbing in the world. We can win ball games like that.
And such a big win after that cruncher, that heartbreaking defeat of last night.
Well, you definitely, we didn't want to go 2 games under 500, and we have a good ball club this year, and we want to stay, right now the warm weather seems like it's starting to warm up, and if we can just stay around 500 right now, I know we can put together a good winning streak, and this club has hope, and I think that we can be contenders this year if we just play good, solid baseball.
Should have heard what you did to me when you hit that home run.
I have no idea, Jack.
Roger Freed is with us, and a final word in a moment.
Banking has changed a lot in the past 100 years, and so has the First National Bank of Belleville. From a country bank in a bustling county seat to a full-service bank serving all southern Illinois, the First National Bank of Belleville has grown through the 105 years of its existence. The largest bank in southern Illinois, First National Bank of Belleville offers a full range of banking and trust services. One of the newest innovations in banking is their 24-hour teller machine. It is available in Belleville only at First National. They call it Magna Carta, your right to convenient anytime banking. The First National Bank of Belleville is proud of the fact that they have served the area since 1874. But more than that, they are proud to offer their customers the finest, newest, and most up-to-date banking services in southern Illinois. Because they care. First National Bank of Belleville, member FDIC.
Bases loaded. Of course, the bases were loaded in a grand slam. 3-2 on the hitter. 2 men out in the bottom of the 11th. The Cardinals won at 7-6. Roger, some guys play 15 years, never have that accomplishment or that thrill.
Well, that's a great feeling, believe me. That happens to be my second one in the major leagues. In fact, my very first home run was a grand slam. And when you hit a grand slam, it's especially to win a ball game, it means more. And it's the home run I hit before the grand slam. It was early in the game, and we won by a big score. But when you can come up in the last inning and hit one to win by 1 run, that's when it's really dramatic. And that doesn't happen every day.
Mike and Bob and I were recollecting the home run you hit against the Dodgers that caused your fan club to form.
Well, yeah, that was a great feeling, too, because it won the game. And I enjoyed that night just as much as I hit in a grand slam tonight because it means so much by winning. And like I said, if you hit a grand slam and scores 14-3 or something, it doesn't mean as much. But when you can hit one to win it, that's what it means all over the world.
And there were other heroes. Knowles got the last out with men on base. Scott started the rally. Swisher drawing the walk, and he hadn't batted. Well, this was only his 4th plate appearance. A lot of other heroes, Roger.
Right, that's right. You got to give all the guys credit on this team, especially like Swisher. He's in the same boat I am to go up to the plate with only 3 at-bats. And yeah, I know he had to be shaken and feel a little nervous at the plate because it's a strange feeling when you don't have many plate appearances and you have to go up there in that situation and hit.
We were talking about it. Mike and I were talking. Your knees wobble, your hands sweat, your eyes water, and they want you to hit the ball.
That's exactly what was happening to me, Jack. And besides that, I got to give credit like to Oberfeld who got that big walk that inning, left-handed hitter facing left-hand pitcher. The guys on the club, we wanted to win bad, and everybody bared down, and we just happened to come through, and that's terrific.
How do you feel?
I feel super right now.
Roger Freed, the big hero tonight, and our guest on the Star of the Game, receives a dinner for 2 at Stoper's, a revolving restaurant at the Riverfront Inn. And we'll get another special gift for Roger for the special thrill he provided here this evening. As the Cardinals won at 11, 7-6. Stay tuned for the scoreboard.
St. Louis has a lot of good restaurants.